Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4.
What's up, everybody? We are live, and I don't think Bloody was going to be quiet. I think we could have just listened to what Bloody was going to say the whole time. I was just like, hey, man, I got the intro going. He was like, cool. But then he went into video game mode, and we was over here having a discussion about Mass Effect. I just want to kind of touch on it a little bit. I mean, because we got other topics that we definitely got to talk about. But I have to say this. After beating it, and I played it and beat it all those years ago. But I did so many different things this time around, and there was so much DLC that I missed, especially in the third game. I am going to have to say, because I've been on the camp of Mass Effect 2 forever, for life, but with the controls of 3 and those DLCs in 3, I'm going to say Mass Effect 3 is the GOAT. What do you guys think? Quickly, I know we're just getting started on the show. Thank you guys. What's going on? We do have a giveaway. This is the game right here. You're seeing the gameplay. It is Necromunda Hired Gun. Thank you, sir. I was just trying to get my voice to say it properly because last time I tried to but anyway. But yeah, right here. So look at this gameplay. We're going to be giving it away. The first one we're going to be giving it away to is our members. So if you want to be a member, because there will be a giveaway next week as well. We'll definitely say that towards the end of the show. And we'll be giving it up to the people out here that's just listening here later on as well. We got 2 copies, man. Thanks to our brother out there. Yeah, nice. All right, cool. And then Stone King X, man. Thank him so much for the support. I definitely support it. But anyway, all right, guys, quickly. Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3. So Rain, I was already hearing what you guys say, but let people know what you think, what you saying.
For me, so far, I'm ME2 because I'm about halfway into ME3. The gameplay for me, I understand. I definitely feel what you're saying. As far as like gameplay and mechanics wise, I feel like it's a little too jarring for me. I didn't like what they changed as far as the gameplay and gunplay mechanics go. I understand why people love it, but I'm still gonna have to go with ME2.
Oh, no doubt. All right. What about you? Matter of fact, I know we got into it, but we have a guest, a returning guest, man. Our boy Glorious Kev is back, and I know that he is a Mass Effect nut as well. So,
Yes,
Kev,
yes, sir.
out of 1, 2, and 3, which one is the GOAT for you?
I identify as a Mass Effect fanboy.
Mhm.
Mass Effect 3.
Excellent. All right.
Easily Mass Effect 3.
D,
And I've been going hard against these Mass Effect 1 stands in these gaming streets for weeks now.
I definitely feel that.
I have seen you going in, but I didn't know 3 was your choice. I knew you was anti 1, but I didn't know it was 3.
No,
But
no. I'm not anti any of them. Mass Effect's my favorite
well,
IP.
I got that, but I'm
all three
saying,
of them.
yeah. Okay, so 3 is the GOAT. All right. D, we talked about it last week. You haven't got a chance to play it yet. So that's fine. All right. So Bloody, what about you? 1, 2, or 3?
For me, it's 3. I was like, I loved the cleaner gun mechanics and gameplay, and it feels like there was a lot more attention to the story and kind of how it started compounding. So for me, 3 is absolutely the best.
No
Yes.
doubt. All right. Okay, so all right.
I think, but to be fair, I think the debate's always been between 1 or 2, and if you had to go from that, I was like 2's better than 1, just hands down. I was like, don't get me wrong, I love 1, but 2 is just miles better and many improvements that was made. If you go,
I disagree.
No, I feel like it really was, because I was like, even playing through the Legendary Edition, Mass Effect 1, while still good, is like, it definitely shows it was a product of its time, mechanic wise, and everything else within the game. 2 definitely stepped it up because it had a few more years to really fix a lot.
Nice.
See, I feel like Mass Effect 2 is a downgrade. It's in terms of shooting mechanics, I'm 110% with you that 2 is a much better like cover shooter than 3, but it really dumbed down the RPG mechanics that I liked about 1. And I did my first Insanity playthrough of 1 recently. I'm going through 2 right now. And maybe it's just me too. I feel like Mass Effect 1 is timeless, and I'm on the fence about that Mass Effect 2. I just don't like that they took away a lot of those RPG mechanics. Like they really dumbed it down, and that's my biggest beef with Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, and that was because when I was like, well, man, what is going on here? But then I got accustomed to it, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is why
that's how
I felt
about 3.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing. Like, yeah, because when you first started getting, I was like, oh yeah, when 2 first started, I'm like, okay, this is why 2 is the GOAT. I remember these physics, I remember all of this. And I was just, and of course, the story, everything within 2, that was just the apex at the time, right? But then the one thing that I didn't do that I did this time around was go through everything, and the buildup, the guns, just say the weapons, the strategy on what you can do with whoever that you have on your side, and the separation of each individual skill. Like I was like, okay, all right, this is smooth and just right, man. Yeah, I was so caught up into 2 that I didn't play it like that, like I did back then, like I did now, because I was thorough. And I have to say 3 is the GOAT for me. But excellent points, everybody.
Now, am I the only person who got deep into the multiplayer and played each of these games like 10 times each?
I wasn't into multiplayer like that. The only multiplayer game that I was playing was COD, and like when I was playing Halo, it was LAN parties and just people coming over for 4-player split screen. I was still doing that transition to go into
online multiplayer.
Yeah. I was couch co-op, because at that time I was still in that generation. I was just coming out from being a diehard PlayStation, Dreamcast, Sega guy. And so then and so Xbox, I got the Xbox late. I got the OG Xbox late. By the time that I was playing Halo 1, the 360 came out like within a year and a couple of months. So like that's how late I was into the game. So
you got me beat. I've never owned the OG Xbox.
Ooh,
I was all about my PS2. When Next Generation came around, I got a 360. For one, I wanted to play the first Mass Effect, like that was the reason. And also the price, like 600 versus 300. I like just moved out of my parents' house maybe a couple months before the 360 launched for the first time. So I'm like, yeah, like we know what it's like moving out your parents' house. You broke for like that first year until you figure it out. So at least maybe that's just me and the folks I know. We all broke like that first year until we figure it out. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well,
let's get to the multiplayer.
Well, let's get to the panel. We got to get because I didn't.
PK is here, so I'm late, guys.
Oh no, that's great. Excellent. All right. So, PK, where can they find you at, brother? Where you know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Congratulations on your testing. I don't know what your scores are. I don't know if you passed or not, but I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you didn't, you can try again. It's all good. But congratulations anyway. So, what's up, man? Wherever, let everybody know what you've been doing.
So, I'm glad to be back. Yo, it's been a long, rough road. Hey, but I'm happy to be back. I got my fire back, released some new content on my channel. You guys definitely got to check me out at PK Entertainment. Definitely, if you want to have a conversation for sure, hit me up at PKX Live on my Twitter account. But for sure, you guys can always find me on my family home here on GRG. Definitely hit me up on 4GQTV on my other channels and definitely the Dragon's Den. Though I won't be there tomorrow, celebrate my daughter's birthday. But outside of that, I will be back in full rotation, guys. For sure, I'm glad to be back.
No doubt. Glad to have you back.
I didn't do my real intro. I wanted to say PK has came back home to GRG. That's what I wanted to do for sure.
Wow.
Love it.
Great. Great. All right. Okay. So PK, real quick before I get on to our guest and introduce him again. Okay, out of all the Mass Effects, which one do you say is the best?
Probably 2.
Okay. All right. So he's probably 2. So it seems like he hasn't played it recently. So he's kind of like how
I have not played the remake.
Okay.
But as far as what I remember, I say 2. Now I like things about 3's multiplayer more but 2 was probably the better one.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So let's get on to D. The lady who has not played Mass Effect. She needs to jump on that, man. I'm telling you, she's going. I think I don't know. Do you think she's a Garrus type of person? Or
KMEGA, you didn't ask the worst Mass Effect. Is there a 2-part question?
There is no worst Mass Effect. There is no. Worst.
Andromeda.
Wait a minute. Does Andromeda count?
Yes. Andromeda counts. I haven't beat Andromeda, so I gotta give.
I will not stand for Andromeda slander.
You know what? Because after they did those improvements, I was liking it a little bit, but
Andromeda had the best combat.
Yeah,
to me,
I can agree.
And the RPG elements, especially with the way that they handle the answering question, I like it more being personality.
So you was okay with the gotcha?
I will agree that the story was not
style.
The best, but Andromeda was good, and people hate on it too much.
Wait. I'm not hating on it. I just asked. And then one more question: are you saying that the versus, or I mean not the versus, the online was okay with the gotcha system, pay to win system? Are you okay? Was you okay with that?
Yeah, I had no problem.
Pay to win system and Mass. What are you talking about?
That
means you had to buy a whole bunch of packs. And maybe you'll get a character, maybe you'll get a weapon.
Really?
Maybe you'll get
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was all in-game It's all in-game.
Yeah, it was all, you don't have to buy a damn thing. I put 300 hours in that game. And you don't have to buy a damn thing, and I unlocked everything without spending a dime.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how it was.
Yes,
but
that's how it was for the 300 hours.
I was all over the Andromeda multiplayer.
Yeah, I got about 1,000 into Mass Effect 3. I got about 300 hours in Andromeda. They were the almost identical system. Now, EA definitely encouraged you to, but you could definitely get through.
Yeah.
If you're playing on bronze or silver, it will take you forever. If you get on gold, you're unlocking packs every match.
Yeah.
And you're usually getting the good stuff as long as you unlock the right ones.
I have no idea what the hell y'all talking about, because when it back then,
Mass Effect,
I wasn't spending no money on nothing like
to do
that.
loot boxes, and all the characters and multiplayer stuff is.
Yeah,
You're
I
if you're
just think
playing on
three's
bronze, I
better.
don't know.
3
Yeah,
was
I was
a
like,
little
but they
more.
made like gold was not like super difficult. I was like, especially if you
Mm-mm.
had at least one solid partner. I was like, even with some of the base classes, I was like, it was easy to get through gold. I was like, that's all
I
I
was
would play
soloing
on.
gold by the time I put it down.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting off topic. I just thought I asked that
Way
question.
off topic. All right. Okay,
That's
cool.
okay.
So, all right, D, what's been going on with you, lady? How you been?
Honestly, just work. Not too much, unfortunately. Just I haven't really gotten a chance to like sit down and play in a very long time, but
Trust me,
hopefully got some
I
time
used to
off
know
to
how
at
that
least
was.
dive into some games. Looking forward to E3, seeing what's going on. Hopefully hear some good news. So I'm excited for it.
Is it me or was it sounding like her voice was way
Sparkling.
You botting a little bit.
You was
You
biting a little
definitely
bit.
botting a little bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was checking my connection. I thought it was me.
yeah, I thought it was me.
All
Okay.
right. I'm gonna disconnect it and then put it back.
Okay,
My
no
bad.
doubt. No. You're good. Just want to make sure. I don't want you coming here. I want everybody to hear every word you got to say. All right. All right, cool. Let's move on. Again, Kev, how you been? Thank you for coming back, man. It's an honor, man, for sure. But what's been going on? What you been playing, brother?
I've been elbow deep in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like I mentioned before, I'm trying to 100% it. So I finished Mass Effect 1 about a week ago. Did on Sanity, did all of the content, got every achievement, and that shit took forever. I'm doing it for the first time in Mass Effect 2 as well on Legendary. So I'm about halfway through I'm at the point where I'm starting to unlock all of the loyalty missions. I just finished the that collector ship that they send you on. About halfway there. That I just finished that mission. So I'm having fun. I'm having a blast with it. I've been jumping between that and then Super Mario Bros. U. Like we were talking about before, I got these red Joy-Cons. I'm loving my Switch right now. Switch is clutch. Yeah, that's just been me just playing these games.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on down the line. Still Rain. What's happening with you, brother? What you been playing? What you been doing?
It is I am him, the one and only Still Rain. Look, we back in the GRG kingdom with KMEGA in the Knights of the Realm. Look, man, I've been knees deep in that Mass Effect, probably just like everybody else, man. I'm about halfway into Mass Effect 3, really getting my grind on, thoroughly enjoying it, man. For myself, who has slept on the series due to my multiplayer endeavors, it's been an excellent time to not only jump into it with this Legendary Edition because I'm getting a whole new light on it, especially with all the complaints that everybody had before. My experience from Mass Effect 1, 2, 3 has been nothing short of excellent. It's definitely, I 100% understand why people love it. I don't really understand why people try to give it any flack to the series, period. But other than that, man, doing a little bit of Forza in the here and there. I just got done with a race not that long ago before the show. Got my little first place in, doing all simulation driving because that's how I give it up. But other than that, man, I've just been getting through the week. Work was busy. Glad to be here into the GRG kingdom and ready to hit these topics because I know we got to spit some fire tonight, man. There's been some interesting things happening throughout this week, man. So.
No doubt about it. And we're not going to do, I promised D before we got off, I said, we're not going to do a 4-hour podcast. We're not. We're going to be cutting that shit off. Hopefully around 2.5, 3, but we are not going over that. So, you know what I'm saying? If we miss a topic, we are not doing it. Not tonight. Not tonight. I want to get into some more gaming, and I got some other shenanigans to get into. Yeah. Hey. Anyway, let's go.
Me too.
All right. Listen to it. Six Slayer. What's up with you, partner? And did I ask you? I think I did ask you.
Didn't.
Okay.
Actually, it was kind of funny. I'm the one who started the whole conversation.
Right, and you were just, well, okay, so, all right, so right now.
Enjoying the great conversation,
All right, so what you've been doing, but let everybody know which one is the GOAT for you out of the Mass Effect games.
First and foremost, to cut to the chase, is definitely Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 1 and versus Mass Effect 2 in that war Mass Effect 2 bodies Mass Effect 1. But all due respect to the forebearer who brought this whole epic space saga upon us in the first place, all respect due, as well as Andromeda had a great combat system that, like, if you ever check out a dude by the name of Race Effect, I'll paste the link later. He really breaks down, how great the combat in the game really was, like a really game changer. But 3, oh my God, 3 would have been my actual number 1, but because of details with the ending, basically being 3 colors, and one other detail that I can't discuss now because Still Ren hasn't beaten the game, and I really want to discuss that aspect with him about it. But and then come to find out, like a month ago, that when they redid the ending, they really did address my biggest complaint plot-wise. And so it makes my appreciation of the game a lot better now than it was after I beat it, even though I thought it was a close second to Mass Effect 2. I definitely got to shout that game out. But yeah, man, I was just sitting back here eating some chips, listening to the great conversation because I had asked Still Rain, what he thought about, between, the first 2, he's been, marathoning the whole Legendary Edition there. And sitting back and eating chips and not hollering at the chat and saying, hello to everybody. But there's, so many names out there in the chat that I, like, normally I greet them. I couldn't, because I was sitting back listening to all the discussion on the Mass Effect series, eating chips, that I couldn't be typing at the same time. So yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. I haven't been able to play a lot of games, just like D. Hopefully next week with PSO2 New Genesis, that will change. Been playing PSO2 since the beta. That's really a game, if I play anything, I'll probably, pick that. So I can't wait for this new one. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And that's what I think about this Mass Effect series.
Yo, real quick.
Yeah.
Everybody says that ME2 is a dating sim. How come I didn't have any dating interactions with ME2?
What? What?
You
didn't smash?
I didn't do nothing, brother.
Your game is suspect, brother. What are you talking about?
You didn't try to tell once.
He ain't been able to exercise that muscle.
I didn't have the same feeling for Miranda everybody did either, though. I wasn't feeling her, brother. Like I was feeling Jack more than I was feeling Miranda. I was feeling the other blue chick. Like, brother, like I was feeling those other people. I was feeling
giving it up.
They were all available.
They all give it up. They all give it up except
Samara won't.
Samara. Well, Samara tells you, like, look, I'm over 1,000 years old. You couldn't handle this. You couldn't handle this. You couldn't.
Did you play the Citadel DLC? Because if I remember right, she'll let you do it in the Citadel DLC.
I did everything, brother. I don't know. Maybe just, I guess, the way that I was interacting with the different people. But I wasn't like, it's not like it was my goal, though, either. And a lot of it, because I basically did full Paragon with a little bit of Renegade. Actually, I just did it what felt good to me. You know what I'm saying? What felt natural to me. And I don't know. A lot of them options didn't come up for me, I guess.
You slapped that reporter, didn't you?
Oh, I slapped the shit out of that reporter.
You put hands on that reporter. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You put hands on the reporter.
All right. Hold on. Let me get the rest. I got one more intro. All right. So, Bloody, what's going on with you, brother?
What's good, everybody? You already know I've been doing my thing. I've been getting my stream money. I've been gaming a lot. Been working through Mass Effect. Of course, everyone knows I've been streaming that Resident Evil Village, and I'm actually really, really loving it a lot. And of course, I've been working through Persona, a little bit of my backlog, and actually going back to some of the old games because I got to do achievement cleanups on a lot. I recently ran through Resident Evil 7 again and doing all my super hard difficulty runs and my speed runs, trying to get those achievements cleaned up. But you know me, I'm always busy, always gaming, always doing something. Like I say, everyone knows, like I said, I really like Mass Effect 3, but of course, I think I've been one of the most vocal about that Andromeda was extremely underrated. I don't deny that the story was not the best. I was like, but honestly, I felt that it was significantly better. I love the combat. The driving in that wasn't but like everything else, like straight up. I was like, and honestly, like I said, I liked the personality system more than just the, hey, what's Renegade, what's Paragon, you know, good and bad. I was like, I like the fact that it's like, hey, how would you actually answer this? Would you be sarcastic? Would you be serious? Would you be, you know, those kind of things? Because then it made me feel like, hey, Ryder is actually me because of the fact that this is how I'd actually answer. I was like, I would be sarcastic about everything and never take anything seriously unless you cross the team. Then, you know, you're going to get gunned down real fast. I was like, that's why I was saying that Andromeda just does not get enough proper respect for what it did.
Well, that definitely will be next on the list for me. I'm going to take a little break with ME, but after I'm done with it. But yeah, no, and I just cannot believe bro didn't smash nobody because I smashed. I forgot old girl from G4 was on there. I forgot her name.
Olivia Munn.
No,
Jessica Chobit.
Jessica Chobit. Yeah, she got.
She's the reporter in 3.
Yeah, she got smashed. Like I got her, and then I got Liara pissed off because she was like, if you try, it don't matter who you sleep with, but if you know when you're trying to be with me, that's got the seats. I'm like, oh, I brought the crazy out of Liara, but you know what?
Oh yeah,
didn't matter. So yeah,
I mean, if you see her by the end of the series, she's already crazy.
Oh, Liara does that in the first one too. If you try to smash her and Ashley.
I do, yeah. Oh, listen, okay.
Oh, Ashley will go off too.
Really quick. I gotta say this. I gotta say this. All right, so I was trying to smash Ashley, and then I said a couple of weeks ago, like, damn, Ashley's like she's low key racist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she can't stand.
She wasn't low key. She was high key. I was like straight up. I was like,
she should have learned her lesson by 3, but I guess.
But yo, that was the thing, though, because the last time I played. That's why the last time I played, Ashley died, and so Caden was the one that got through. But this time around, I seen Ashley in 3. I'm like, yo, like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, let's
always kill Caden. Caden never makes it past Vermeer.
Hell no. I was like, I always get rid of Ashley. I hate her. I was like, she literally has a horrible personality all the way through. I was like, I'm all about Caden. I was like, Caden's the boy.
I didn't see Ashley doesn't get shot on the Citadel.
I don't care.
No, that's a major spoiler. I'm just saying that Caden dies on Vermeer.
All right.
Every time.
Like every time. She doesn't give past the first game. I don't care.
All right, y'all some haters anyway. All right, so y'all some haters. I mean, she's different, but you know what? In 3,
she is space racist. That's not different. She is
a
space racist.
She was tough. She was tough. She had the big old lips.
Learned her lesson by
anyway,
3.
all right, so let's get to the topic, man. Because you know what? D is over here like. D is like, why the hell did I even come on the show? Because we ain't even talking about it. Yeah, they over here going crazy. All right, so let's get it. But I you know what? I think D's gonna be all over Jacob when she gets a chance to get.
Saying I was all over Tolly. Tolly was.
Don't romance Jacob.
Sweet girl.
That's 3. Don't romance Jacob.
Everyone that overlooks Tolly. I like Tolly.
Tally's great. Tally's great.
Dude, I named my cat Tolly.
All
right.
Like, there's something about the sweet girl, man.
All right, let's get to the topics, man. Let's get to it. All right, so
let's get it.
All right, so okay. I've been seeing some stuff like this week, right after the Horizon Forbidden West trailer. Well, it was last week actually. And then I started seeing people start showing like these chubby pictures or these pictures of plus size women and things like that. And I'm kind of like, what the hell is going on? So I look and I see that they're over here saying that Aloy is gained weight and she's gotten, she got fat, whatever. And I'm just kind of like, what? Word? And so it's turned into this, okay, so y'all go after Craig. Now we're going to go after you for Aloy because she's got rosier cheeks. Okay, guys, I got to go to the guest first on this one, but what in the world, what in the hell is going on with the gaming community with all this toxicity? Why is that people just can't talk without games? You can't even go somewhere and say, okay, like for instance, I could say, I think Hired Gun is a pretty good game. It's all right. There's always got to be somebody tell you that's the worst game I've ever played. It never fails. Biomutant. I think the game is cool. I think the game for a new IP made only by 22 people. I think that game is cool. That game is trash. Nobody should play that game. Why is it that there's always so much negativity? And then people going, and then I seen something with a lot of peers today where she posted somebody was saying that they wanted to see her assaulted because of her decision making of choosing something over with Xbox over PlayStation. What the hell is going on, Kev?
People are weird. That's what's going on. Like
Um,
I didn't see the Alana Pierce thing, but I've been out and about today, so like this is actually my first time since like early this morning online. I'm not at all shocked that somebody said that, because especially when she says yes, she prefers Xbox over PlayStation, because that's offensive on social media nowadays, especially on Twitter. You don't get that as much on like Reddit, but that's because Reddit is very much so I'm here for this game or I'm here for this console. But yeah, and Instagram can be cool too. Like I don't have too many problems. Like if I post like a picture of my Switch or I post like some gameplay from my Xbox or my PlayStation, nobody cares. Nobody says anything like that. But like I remember leading up to the consoles, and I said, "Oh, I find the Xbox more interesting. I might get," and I eventually did get a Series S. Like I'm gonna probably get an Xbox before a PlayStation and use it as a companion for my PC. 90% of the comments I got, PlayStation's better. Why don't you get a PlayStation instead? That's a better choice. And I'm like, and I'm looking at the PS Net 5 now, like the PS5 looks like a pain in the ass. Like, what could you have to do with your Avengers save? Like, I'll wait till they iron their bullshit out. But saying that offends people. And it's like what you like, play what you play.
mhm.
People are weird. There's more important things in life than where you choose to play your video games at. Like that shouldn't bother people, but it does, and it's weird. It's fucking weird.
It is very weird. But I need to get to this super chat. I apologize, Emmanuel. They started talking about the pants off dance off in Mass Effect, and I was just like, oh, okay, you know what? Let's talk about it anyway. So, but he says, hold it down, GRG. I hope y'all light into PlayStation for lying to the entire gaming community. No gloves needed tonight. Oh, brother, I think that is going to be coming up here real soon.
Are we going all in on that?
You know what? KMEGA is not held responsible for the things that will be said tonight. I don't even know what people are going to say, but I don't think it's going to be very light. But anyway, yeah, I definitely agree with what you got to say, Kev. All right, so let's go to you, PK. Good to have you back, brother. What do you think, man? What's going on with this toxicity? Why is it so rampant? It's to me, it's almost like it's worse than it's ever been. And that's saying something from last gen. Okay.
PK went to sleep. Knocked out. TKO in the car.
It's always the muted mic. That's why I was waiting.
Yeah.
It's always the muted mic.
I was just trying to fill in there.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out too. So, for sure, I think generally, man, it's always tribalism, right? It gets down to this. People always find clever ways to try to make other people feel bad about how their life choices are turning out. At the end of the day, tribalism is part of the problem. It exists everywhere, not just in gaming and everything else. So I think we, at a high level, if we're truly those true gamers, pretty much we just gotta keep facilitating the positivity and keep it pushing, because there's always going to be someone that wants to go to what they call the crumb side, right? So I think that's the main thing is what we need to do. I mean, honestly, it's not going anywhere. Social media just made a magnifying glass on all this. And because of social media, before social media, it seemed like it wasn't as bad, but honestly, it existed then too. We just didn't have a platform for people all over the place to be able to spew their garbage, right? And that's kind of what it is, as us as platform and content creators, I think it's our responsibility to kind of bring the real flavor back, to bring the positivity of what we get excited for, and everything that we own, not just in games but in ourselves. Like games is a part of an extension of ourselves. The whole point we play games and you playing this character like you see on the screen is like an extension of you.
Right.
And that's the point, right? This is a celebration. And it's okay to be excited for things you like. I know you guys make fun of me about my Nintendo games and things like that. I even criticize Nintendo.
Only when you say let's smash, because it just
hey, look, I'm sorry, you take it that way, but you get what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, let me just tell you,
Mhm.
I know everybody hasn't seen the couple new videos I dropped, but in the same video I made this, I said June feels more like Christmas than December because of all the stuff that is happening right now. Not just E3, but the game releases, the content, the movies, the cartoons, the comics, everything. They are just feeding us right now. We have every reason to be excited every time you turn around. I'm so glad I was get through to my exam. Now I got time to have a breath and enjoy all this stuff that's coming down the pipe. And I am excited and seeing that the energy, even though E3 is still virtual this year, the excitement has not changed. In any ways, it has grown even stronger. I generally feel this is my perception. People can disagree. This is what we need to continue to promote to get away from and ignoring and stopping and stifling this behavior where people just come crazy and get out of pocket and start threatening people and tell them they bad because ever since you joined the team now there's delays and all this other stuff. You hear it all. You seen what I'm talking about. I ain't trying to really call it out, but you get me.
Amen.
I'm just saying, like, we are the beacons, the torches in the cave, right? We're trying to show people the way, and we need to continue to do that and pipe down on all that extra stuff that attaches a stigma to her, because that does attach a stigma.
Yes, Lord.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need our gamers, the new generation, because I consider us the older generation, right? So the newer generation don't know or have the same experiences we do. They won't appreciate Mass Effect the way we do. They won't
Mm.
Yes, Lord.
appreciate the Final Fantasies the way we do. We need to show them why we were excited to play these games. Why is PSO new generations exciting to play? Because all this next generation knows is social media, hate, 2K, Call of Duty, Fortnite, etc. That's it. They don't even need to own the Xbox or PlayStation half the time to do that. We have to show them why it's exciting for this new tech, for these new consoles, for these new games, and why we love them so much. We gotta show them, because if we don't, they're just gonna get lost in the same routine over and over, buying cosmetics to get a new color shorts on 2K or something.
Lord.
Pass the offering. Pass the plate. Pass the plate.
Yes.
Lord.
Talk to him, preach.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
I
So,
like it. Yes, sir. That's exactly
all
what I'm
right.
talking
All
about.
right.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
6 layer. How you gonna top that, sir? How you gonna top that?
Preacher sick.
Deacon
Yo, why you put the pack on my back? What the hell? Wow.
Listen, we
Oh
got
man.
we
All
got
I
we,
could-
we
all
got
I
the
could do is-
pastors here tonight. So
All I could do is listen. All I could do is rumble our boy PK, and he really hit the nail on the head when he said it. Yo, it's that tribalism, because people really ain't shit sometimes. Like, for real. Like,
this preacher cuss.
okay. So, look at the situation with Horizon Zero Dawn, right? I'm sorry, Forbidden West, right? When I saw the game, I didn't notice that detail. When I first saw the pictures, or like the very beginnings of this debate, like it must have been like 15 minutes old, I swear. People, like, the first couple of posts, I think, was really just pointing out the actual difference, right? So, with me, and in my literal ass, I'm just like looking at it like, yeah, she is slightly, but I was like, to me, I'm like, yo, that's the artistry in gaming. This is a later point in time. The same person, maybe she's eating a little better because her efforts in the first game, right? Like, that's a subtle thing. She's slightly older, she looks slightly different. It's the same. I thought that was wow. They took the time to put in that detail. That's what I took from it. And then next thing you know, it's this whole war, kind of like the whole Craig thing, right? Like, some PlayStation got, because it was a one frame out of a moment when dude is right before the elbow from Master Chief meets his face and ends his life, that somebody had to pause to find out one stupid frame. And maybe for malice all along, or maybe because it was just something funny he found and he posted it, but it was all really just jokes and it wasn't console warring. But even if it was a war, it became that, right? And that could have been a funny thing to point out, and it's an L in terms of like that's such a stupid looking face and all of that. You take a laugh, take a ding, and you make sure it's addressed. But now it's this whole element of console warring. It can't even be a thing, like a meme between gamers, like so many other things that like you bring it up, and gamers who were there at the time can finally remember those times and the situation surrounding it. As a part of this gaming history, it has to be more of this console warring all the time. And then talk about this Alana Pierce thing, like, oh my God. We as a community, like PK was saying all these things that we as community need to do. But one thing that we don't need to do is to pretend like a lot of these fake neutrals I see who say the things that sound right just to say them, instead of putting that effort in to making things better. Like, what's making things better? Well, like what PK was saying, like when these things happen, we as a community need to speak with one voice and say, this is not acceptable. Like you see the results with the Xbox Live thing. Everybody, no matter what console you rooted for, didn't, or what you thought about whatever else, if you knew the facts, you all came to the same conclusion. Right? And everybody from the gaming community spoke in that one voice. And we have in the past on many other subjects. And this is another example. This should never be okay. There's always going to be some fringe element of people who thinks it's funny still, even if like this person, is pounded into internet oblivion, right? Like, you can't be on Live or PlayStation or wherever. Like, everybody knows this person, even if this person gets a new name, right? Like, if this person is like canceled, basically. I'm not an advocate for cancel. I'm just saying, like, we don't speak together against such actions, no matter who the victim is or what they were talking about that surrounds the situation. Because a lot of people will use that as an element of their console warring once again. Like a person will commit suicide, or somebody will lose a loved one, or somebody has to leave their job, or somebody's infected with COVID, or whatever horrible thing happened that people would say crass and insensitive things. I don't understand how people are like that. Right? And how everybody else who isn't saying no. Like, what the hell is going on?
Reach.
And we as gamers, we communicate. It's a community. Like, few others exist. We argue about a lot of things, but this should not be one of them. This is just embarrassing, man. It really is.
I've seen a lot more embarrassing things than this, but this is
that's a fact.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more. But let me go ahead and read these super chats, and then I'll get to it. I'll let you, if you guys, because I'm going to read what they said to Alana Pierce. Friendly Blue Shell. Oh man, what's happening? What's happening, brother? Thank you so much. He said the controversial statements that will get me hate by Sonic fans. Not only I like Sonic 06, but I believe it has the best story of all the Sonic games. Let the hate begin. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
I disagree with you, sir. And I am the number one Sonic fan. And let me just tell you, even though we should be celebrating Sonic's 30th anniversary, thank God he turned 30 this year. And we getting Sonic Colors, one of the best Sonic games ever made. Thank God they decouped it from Wii U. I own that game, by the way.
The Wii.
But we're finally getting a 60 frames per second and a slight graphical upgrade. Not the series upgrade yet. That will be coming. But we will get a deluxe feature version of Colors. and a new Sonic next year, a new Sonic TV show on Netflix, and a new Sonic 2, the movie next year. Let's keep that Sonic hype train going.
Oh, and
Let's
don't
keep
forget
it.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles. They're finally going to do the upgrade treatment with the widescreen and everything. Apparently, they worked out the deal with that dude from Michael Jackson's camp or whatever. So finally, that's been worked out, and they're doing a release of all three. It won't just be locked to mobile; it'll be coming everything. So I'm
What the hell is going on here? We're talking about Sonic?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was just trying to reply.
Renaissance coming.
I was just trying to reply. You know, I don't
I
want
got
that
you.
to slide under the door.
Hey man,
I don't want that
he
slide.
said six is his is in his bag, so that's all right. Let him have it. Let him be.
6.
But
Oh,
anyway,
my
Henosis, my brother
You're just
Henosis.
choosing violence.
Oh my goodness.
You just chose violence.
Henosis, man. He says, great show, chat brothers. He says, all the best. God bless, man. God bless you too, man. Really appreciate the support, man. No doubt about it, man. We'll like I said, here in a little bit, we're gonna let our we're gonna be giving away one of the copies of the game that you've seen earlier in the gameplay, Hired Gun, and then later on tonight we will be giving away for the community, for the listeners. So get ready for that. So we will definitely do that. So let's hope that this wheel of well, I was going to say wheel of passion, but that's not a wheel of passion.
He said wheel of passion.
This wheel of winning. Yes, sir. What?
Did you upload the gameplays that I gave you? I didn't get to see them this one.
I didn't see, but only one gameplay, and that was the Sonic thing. And I showed it yesterday, but I brought it today.
Two, the fighter and my run through Genesis.
Oh, that run through was like a minute. I thought you was just showing me something. Trying to. Yeah, that was like a minute and 50 seconds. You got to give me some real gameplay, brother. I need at least 15, 20 minutes long, man. Let people see what you're doing.
I think maybe I'll double check, but it should be longer than that.
No, it was like a minute 50 to 2 minutes 10 seconds. It wasn't long at all. So because it was Overwatch, I remember seeing it. And I was like, oh, he just must be showing this to me. But anyway,
no, I'll check it out. No worries.
All right, cool. All right, so let's get to it. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me read this. Let me go to because this is what they said. And I had it right here, and then it went away. I hate when my phone does that. All right, so D, I'm finna go to you next. And so this was said. This person said to Alana Pierce, "LOL, you get hired, then God of War is delayed. First time ever. Too busy dreaming about getting gang raped by your simp Twitch subs to actually do work. Hope it happens and someone streams it and you get fired because they all know you're a useless whore and the game comes out 2021 on PlayStation 5 only."
Right, God.
So D, I you know what I'm saying, this is one of the things I just don't understand. And this is something that I posted earlier today when I read that. I'm like, there's always a lot of venom. I mean, I've gotten some crazy venom from some crazy people, but women seem to get it the worst, especially when guys don't like their opinion. They either call the women fake, they say they're usually men. There's no way that these women are actually really gamers, and because some women don't want to do their identity. Yeah, there are some people out there that's nutty and they kind of hide behind personas to act a certain way than they don't. But I will say this: I talked to a person named Red. I'm pretty sure y'all seen her on there, and we talk privately every once in a while. And she was upset. Like, I hate that these people think that because I don't, show myself like this, I don't want stalkers, I don't want this, and that I'm not a real gamer and that I'm not a woman, and then they disrespect me the way that they do. I feel for any woman these days that play, because I love the fact that there's a lot of women gamers like yourself. What I can't stand is that the hatred that some of these men have, especially towards women. How do you feel about all this toxicity that goes towards women personally?
It's definitely multifaceted. It's something that, to be honest, has been kind of what's kind of made me like weary or ambivalent about growing a Twitch following and things like that, because
Right.
it's like is it really worth it at the end of the day? And yeah, I have fun with it, but it's just like I don't really want that to be my reality. It's bad enough just living life, being a woman, coming into a space that is predominantly men. It just turns your form of entertainment, your hobby, your form of escapism into just how regular life is. And it's unfortunate. It sucks, but it's one of those things where it is what it is. I personally am happy to see that there are more men who are just like, hearing these stories is just like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? But I have learned, especially after the year that 2020 was, it has been proven and beaten into me that people are dumb as fuck, and you have to leave them where they are in their fuckery.
Talk about
You
it.
have to. Whether that is in gaming, whether that is on Twitter in general, whether that is in retail, anything, client, customer service, human beings as a whole are just miserable pieces of shit. And you have to gravitate to those that don't suck the life out of you as far as their presence, their mindset, and just enjoy those people that, are like minded, level headed, and just all around, yoked with you as a good person.
Right.
Hearing the things that were said, because I didn't know that was said to Alana. And the sad thing about it is, I'm not surprised. She gets shit all the time, and I don't know why. It's not like she's a nasty person, or, I mean, she'll definitely defend herself, or, she'll share shit like, okay, this is what I got today in my inbox, whatever, cool. But I've never seen her, that's just me, I've never seen her attack people, and that goes for all the women that are gamers on our timeline. I'll see them defend themselves, obviously, but not attacking, being mean and nasty. And it's just like, nobody deserves that. As far as toxicity on a whole scale, a lot of people are just keyboard warriors and wouldn't say a lot of this shit in person. Guaranteed. I don't know what it is about the internet that is so energizing to spineless people, but
It makes them think they're safe. That's why.
It must be what it is, because I'm just like, y'all wouldn't say this shit in person.
Facts.
I don't
I
know.
want to beat this person's ass right now.
Like, because I'm sitting here and y'all were just like, what? Who said that? I was like, oh, it's Friday. Yeah, that was said. It doesn't surprise me anymore.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And what really pisses me off, the whole back and forth with Aloy this week was kind of another example. Like, I wasn't surprised that people were talking about Aloy. I wasn't surprised, oh, she's gotten fat, she's gotten this. I don't know if y'all saw, somebody did a mock-up of like what Aloy should look like.
Oh yeah, I
And
saw that. Yeah.
her face is beat, hair is not out of place, she got her mascara. And I'm like, ain't y'all the same fuckers that say women wear too much makeup? Now Aloy is out here in a post-apocalyptic world, sits out here with spears and shit, and it's I don't understand. Pick a struggle. Because y'all done made this mock-up of what Aloy should look like, knowing damn well you can't get your 2-inch dick anywhere near her if she actually looked like that. So pick a struggle. Like, what is it? It doesn't make sense. Because they'll talk all that shit about Alana and, oh, I hope this happens to you and I hope that happens to you. Let me call some people so they can do that shit to you. Now how you feel? Who you gonna call? Because as soon as you say shit to these people, oh, it's just a joke. What if it wasn't a joke? What if I was like, yeah, so that dude right there just threatened my life and I need y'all to do something about it. Oh, it's not that serious, not that serious. Then why the fuck are you saying it in the first place?
Oh, like he said, I hope you get raped. At that point, that shit's serious.
Right.
It is. And then it's just like, okay.
Let's keep it 100. If somebody said that to my auntie, my sister, my niece, my cousin,
me pulling up.
Me and my boys
Yeah.
are at his house.
Oh, you know, you know what I'm saying. You say that to
Oh, okay.
you say that to my wife. You say that to my mama, my daughter. It's and the sad thing about it, it was said to my daughter. But you know, and I did everything that I possibly could to try to find who the person was. Because PK, you remember we was having that talk a couple of years back. I was like, hey man, you know, this spyware stuff, I need to know. I sit here and I just couldn't believe that because there was people who didn't like me because of my stance being Xbox eccentric, that my family would be attacked from it. And so like, and that's why I was just making a point. You make so many great points is that I'm saying like, if I'm getting attacked and shit is heinous, I understand how women, I've seen what Lady Infamous went through. I'm seeing what, you know, what Alana Pierce, what you have gone through. I mean, we were seeing, you had a conversation on the show talking about like how people were like, you supposed to be liking this console more than this because of, you know, the race that you are. Like it is absolutely insane. But go ahead, please continue. Please continue.
I just I don't know. And at this point, I don't think there is anything to do to resolve it. You just kind of like there are other things in the world where it's just like I don't know how to navigate this. You just have to do what you have to do to survive, make sure, you know, not just physically have to survive. You know, your mental health is important. Turn the shit off, talk to your people, whatever it is. But I don't know what is with like toxicity in the gaming community. I don't know. I don't understand it. And as I get older and the more that I'm in, you know, intertwined and, you know, the happenings, I kind of don't want to understand it because I don't want to be in a position where what people do of this magnitude makes sense to me. Right. So I don't plan to understand it. There is something with people shifting gears. They're just so pressed to be, you know, of a certain group, of a certain identity that they are willing to hurt themselves or get less for the sake of being a part of it. For example, again, this is not referring to people that just buy a system, play it, they're cool. I'm not talking about them. Right. Disclaimer. I'm talking about people where they get a PS5 where it's just like, yo, I talked all that shit last gen. Xbox is talking about some good shit, but I can't get it because I was so hardcore on PS5, you know, PS4 last gen. It's like, okay, so you're gonna spend money that you work for to get a system because you don't want to, like, for sake of reputation. I don't understand. Like, people are have such loyalty to
people do it.
Whatever
Phones,
it is.
Cars, clothes, everything.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And
politics.
It's just like, oh, I'm in too deep. I don't want to have the right affiliation. It's just like, I don't understand. And I remember before the systems came out, I posted on Twitter and I was just like, I can't wait for these systems to come out so y'all can shut the hell up. And it's gotten even worse. Like, even before the systems came out, it was like, Xbox is stupid. They're doing all this shit. Why would y'all want that? And it's just like, but y'all pre-ordering a system you don't know anything about. Oh, they're being mysterious. I'm like, but you don't know what you're buying, bro. Like, I'm not saying to do, you know, and you're not telling people, like you were saying, KMEGA, you're Xbox centered, but, you know, you dabble in PlayStation. It's like, I'm not telling you what to buy. Like, I've had dudes, especially men, again, where I'll post something like, yeah, I'm about to go play whatever game. And they're like, oh, yeah, what system you on? Don't say Xbox. And I'm like, bitch, why not? You ask a question. Like, what is it? Why is it harming you if the choice I made isn't the same that you made? Like, it's not an insult for me to choose differently than you, especially if it's not affecting you. And also, especially when your money that I spent. So I don't, it's a mystery. I'll never understand it. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. I can't tell you. The toxicity is never going away.
I have no quote from Mike Tyson. I think it bears quoting right now because it's really apt. You know, social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it.
No. I mean, it has.
Truly.
Let me go ahead and read some of the super chats, but I do want to bring up some other stuff as well. where Pred was bringing up a part. Yeah, because bloody.
He not close to the mic.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
You
All right.
go
Good.
ahead.
He hit it. All right. Good. All right. So, all right.
Just muted myself.
Going in.
Yeah. I was coming there. I was about to come to you next, but I was just going to say, Predator made a good point because there was somebody that came after his daughter. Well, this person just didn't hide his tracks as though Pred showed where his address was. And, Pred is always showing guns and stuff like that. But, like, that's the level of just ignorance behind sports, politics. Politics is more serious because it's real life. It affects all different types of people. But gaming shouldn't ever do that. Let me go ahead and read some more super chats, and then I'll go ahead and go to Bloody. He said that Neighborhood Blue Shell, thank you so much. He says that statement is why all gamers tend to be seen as trash by the older community who don't play games. It brings down the community as a whole and could lead to unfortunate changes in our games later on down the line, if not already. And you know what? I seen Noof in here. I don't know if Noof is still in here. This is another thing that to add to that, because I know, you know what I'm saying, I've talked to Noof a couple of times. I mean, I kind of know Noof's MO on things, right? And I know that he would be on the side of like why women can't look sexy, because there's other people out there that has the same thought, like why Aloy can't look prettier or why she can't have jiggle physics like the women in DOA. I don't have a problem with that either. The fact of it is that I think it should be like, but if every time we look and see a chiseled man, this is the same reason why we don't see a fat man being a hero. You know what I'm saying? Or a fat woman being a hero. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that there's all these stigmas. And this is something that we always talk about. That's why I always say my hashtag save lock, Team Osiris for life aspect of it. Because you give me something, don't take it away. And so Aloy looks a little rosy in the cheeks. She looked like she had a little weight. That don't mean anything. I want people to look real life. And yeah, I also want Miranda's and Liara's blue. I mean, she's not a real person, but I like those type of physics as well. But I just think that there should be a happy medium, because not everybody should do this. And if people keep doing this stuff, keep attacking these developers and writers and all this other stuff, you're going to keep getting flat-chested, you know what I'm saying, characters when they made it remakes when they were at one time maybe busty. So anyway, let me read one more. Pixelbit G, he says the internet is a safe place for the cowards. We all know in reality things get handled different in person. It's sad that it's sad, but the internet always been like that. No, you real talk. And then Stone King talk. X, thank you so much, man. He said I started enjoying Hired Gun when I got the mechanics down. I keep leaving the mission without claiming my loot and gear that was rewarded. Great panel, great podcast. Thank you, sir, man. We're about to get to it here. I'm waiting until like about another, after this first topic, I'm finna go and give the first giveaway to the game. But go ahead.
Quick question before you run away while we were talking about the Hired Gun.
Yeah.
I've been looking at it. I saw Solid Rep's review who said it ran like complete shit on Xbox on the Series X. I want to run it on Series S. How bad is it actually? Because that actually stopped me from buying it.
I think the problem is that there were some hitches, some drops. But this is the thing: if you just come out and play the game default, it's not going to feel right. You have to go to the settings and drop it down because it's meant for mouse and keyboard.
Okay, so I'm playing it on PC.
Well, yeah, you can play it on PC, or if you got a mouse and keyboard, you can play it on you can play that on your Xbox or PlayStation, because I believe PlayStation is a PC and mouse and keyboard compatible as well. But the best thing for people who's just controller only, turn down the settings and it feels right. You see how I'm shooting, you see how I'm moving around. Like, there was some drops, and there's supposed to be a patch. The game just came out just a couple of Tuesday, Wednesday. So they said that there was a patch going to be coming to fix with that. Like I said, there were some drops, but that's why I wanted to show the gameplay and let you see it for yourself. The game runs smooth as hell once I dropped it down. I think the game is great, but like I said, I mean, is it a knockout? Is it a knockout like Doom? No, but it is a solid game for the price that it was. I think it was like $33. So I mean, you know,
Is this Series X, Xbox One, Series S?
this is a Series X right here. The gameplay that you're seeing it off of. All right, so
okay. See, I have Series S, so I'll probably be fine.
yeah, and then also Abacab. I was seeing. I seen that you also asked, was this an Xbox person or place? Well, from who talked to old girl was to Alana Price. That was a PlayStation guy, but there's no doubt that there's Xbox gamers, PC gamers, there's Nintendo gamers that all just disrespect people just because.
The Aloy thing. Yeah.
Right,
so,
right, yeah. That was the first point that I made about Aloy. Like, I mean, I think this shit is ridiculous. It shouldn't be there. But okay, Bloody.
I mean, let's put it with Aloy. She live in the woods. She probably ain't got no drawers on, running around fighting robot dinosaurs. Are you worried about if she got makeup on?
Right.
Like what?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to figure out how I can get a grenade off on this robot elephant. Like, if you get, it's one thing, we laugh and joke about, Mass Effect character, we're gonna smash this and that, but you have to be able to approach women besides, hey, how can I fuck you? Or, how attractive can you be to me?
Right.
Like, if your relationship with women is only, hey, can I fuck you? You've already lost. Like, and that's how these guys come off when they say, like, oh, yeah, well, Aloy has to look this way, and Aloy has to look... No, she doesn't. Let's play the fucking game.
Because y'all was saying shit when Laura Croft had them triple D boobs. Y'all weren't saying nothing about it.
I actually prefer the redesign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people were tripping about the redesign. People was tripping about the redesign.
I love the redesign.
She
looks like an actual woman.
They look like an actual woman.
Yes.
Yeah, like a woman that would actually fight. Listen, DOA is something special for teenage boys and horny old men. And listen, I'm a horny old man. I do like the physics myself, but I do like what they did with Mortal Kombat. They still have the sex appeal of a woman in tights running around, but of course you're not gonna run around like something like Kasami in DOA jumping up and killing. Man, it's just a whole different thing. Let people design and use that. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
You jump around with titties that big. I heard that shit hurt your back anyway. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I had a girlfriend that had to get hers reduced because her back was hurting. She was young. That was when it was not 20s. Yeah. So anyway, let's get back. It's really back. I don't want to have a Linda Carter, Jill Scott moment again. I ain't doing that like I did last week. All right. I'll start singing again. Anyway, Bloody, your thoughts about the toxicity that's going on in the gaming universe, man.
Oh, can I talk now? I thought we were going to continue that conversation for like another 20 minutes.
Okay. I mean, do
you have something to say, or?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was getting the point across, so.
Well, I'm just saying that
I haven't said nothing either, and I'm not typing.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna let Rain go last on it. So I mean,
I might not use it. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, go ahead.
But what I was gonna say was that basically, D really kind of hit a majority of everything. It's true, as the fact that people, what it is, and I believe Predator brought this up before in our chat, is that people have gotten too accustomed to the internet and social media and this fact of anonymity and able to say whatever crazy shit that they want without any repercussions. And now I feel like people have taken it to the extreme to be able to say the kind of things that they have gotten away with saying recently, and just, it's not okay in any sense of the way. We understand that there's people who like to do the stupid clowning because of the fact that they find it entertaining with all this console war nonsense. But the fact is, at the end of the day, you can say whatever, but there's someone else who has to deal with that. And you got to realize that when these delays happen, this affects those people's jobs. Just like with everything that happened over the past year, people got laid off. I was like, yes, they may be working, but guess what? They're also having to be put on tighter schedules and how it's going to affect them because of, we know how the industry works, whether it's from bonuses or how they affect pay when things get delayed and pushed around because of what the investors and the publishers and everything else are requiring at that point, because that means that they have to be on tighter schedules to be able to make those deadlines. And no, not everyone wants to make a delay. No one does. You think that 343 wanted to delay Halo? No, but guess what? They were not ready at the time. So guess what? They took that year. Then everyone made the joke and say, "Ha ha, Halo wasn't ready for next gen after all, and they had to delay a year." Okay, every game that was supposed to launch back in 2020 had to delay a year. Some of those games were supposed to be in 2019 and got delayed. When was The Last of Us 2 supposed to come out and that got delayed three
Yeah, got the
times,
yeah,
four
right.
times?
Yeah, three or four times. Yeah.
And some of it was all within the last 4 delays were all within the span of what, 4 months? Because it was supposed to launch in April, or it was originally supposed to launch what, back in 2019, then they delayed it to April, and then they delayed it to May, and then they delayed it indefinitely before they made the emergency of like, "Oh, well, all this stuff is coming out on it. Let's just get it out now." And you see how that whole went, because that was a lot of, yeah, there was some people like, yeah, do it, you want the game to be good, and then other people started doing all this, nonsense and attacking the devs and everything else, and then on top of everything that was coming out when they delayed it indefinitely because of what all the reports were about what was going on at the studio. No, I was like, that stuff should not give anyone any right to attack any dev, because most of those people don't have any choice or have a say in the matter. Developers and the community manager and all that, guess what? They have to deal with the people. They're not the ones who make the decisions. And that's what people need to get through their damn heads, is the fact that the one who made the call was someone like the director, which was Corey Barlog, and the other upper heads at Sony Santa Monica, and of course from SIE themselves. And even Corey himself said, "Hey, if you have a problem with the game being delayed, say it to me, not to my devs or anyone else, because they didn't make the decision. I did." And Corey is probably one of the most down to earth people that I got any chance to speak with. The fact is that you shouldn't say anything like what Alana Pierce got was already ridiculous with the assault and harassment that she was receiving messages wise. Yeah, she's able to play it off, but you know that those kinds of things don't stop with one person. So
Nope.
she's probably getting a slew of several dozens to probably hundreds from angry fanboys and these zealots who just go into the extreme for no reason. And then the whole fact about this toxicity about how a character should look, you can't tell a developer how they want their character to look. Guess what? If they want to make their character fat, they'll make their character fat. If they want to make their character skinny and curvaceous, they'll do that. If they want to make a big buff action hero superstar kind of look, they're gonna do it. But you cannot tell them what they should do with their characters. If you want that kind of character, guess what? Go make it yourself. You have no right in their creative process. If they do a competition, say, "Hey, guess what? Design a character, maybe you put it." That's one thing, but you don't tell them how to take their main character and tell them to look. And Dee brought up a good point. Aloy is in a futuristic post-apocalyptic world. You really think that they're going to care about some goddamn cosmetics that they probably don't even know what the hell is? Oh, they don't. The fact is, she is a strong woman as a character. You see the development, and she could probably outdo any person who's saying that, oh, she needs to look this way. Because guess what? She'll probably kick your ass and then leave you on the ground crying for your moms without even having to lift a finger. Just like how everyone got angry when Crystal Dynamics changed the design of Lara Croft when they did the Tomb Raider remake. Because guess what? They made her more slender, but guess what? She's still built, she's more athletic. And no, she's not in these skimpy ass outfits that we saw back on the PS1 and PS2 days, where she's running around with triple D's like it's nothing, doing backflips, when no, that's not realistic. But guess what? It is what it is. People have these unrealistic expectations of what is okay and what's not okay, and the fact is it's not right at all. And no one has any right to tell a developer or any creative how they should design their character. That's where it comes down to. And if you are attacking anyone about bullshit like that, then you need to really to get off the damn internet and really think about yourself, because if that's what you're doing, then I think you have more deep-seated issues than you're letting yourself onto.
I agree. No, I agree. All right. Let me hit these these from Sir X Man. Sir X Man says Laura Croft is the best heroine. Heroine.
Mhm.
Is that how you say that?
You said it
Heroin?
right. You said it
Oh,
right.
okay,
Well,
all right.
You said it
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
yeah. Okay, I just had to pull it back, like, 'cause I was like, okay, all right, I know what he was. I'm just making sure that I was saying it right. Let me be country sometimes. All right, heroin
No, you got
in the game of history. All right, just making sure. Gotta test it. Got tested. I'm sipping on some Jack now, so we got that time. All right. He said, it's Sir X-Man again. Says sorry, Kay. He said I always wanted to say that. No, she's great, but see, that's why. Because Sir X-Man is a naughty little bastard. So, you got to watch out because, he might be saying the word heroin. But that's what it's like. But I know that is an actual word. I just didn't know if he spelled that right because that's how I was reading how it was spelled. But anyway. All right.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Rain. Okay. Close us out on this one. What is your initial thoughts about this toxicity?
Y'all pretty much knocked out the part, man. I'll just hit a few points that really just hit home with me. For me, for someone, I've came up in the internet era, right? So none of this is new to me. The internet bullying, the personal bullying, all of it's just corny to me, right? A lot of these dudes, like y'all was saying, it's not stuff that's gonna happen when they get face to face with you. And a lot of people, like, you have to realize that. The other thing about the internet too is that it takes thick skin if you're going to be involved with the internet, right? If you're going to really indulge yourself and get into conversations, people are going to find ways to try to push buttons on you that they don't even know that you have. That could trigger you, that could do anything. And at one moment that you see this person in real life and it's on and popping, then they're going to want to ask questions. And it's too late at that point, right? So to start off with the whole Aloy thing, for me personally, that shit is corny. Period, point blank. That's end of discussion. Because to me, it just tells me that y'all ain't getting pussy. If that's just what it is, then say that's what it is. At the end of the day, these devs go about making the character designs the way that they do because they want to make sure that they have an appealing character. Regardless of how y'all feel about that character, at the end of the day is whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't making the game. Y'all aren't designing these characters. Y'all ain't putting in the work, effort, and whatever else the case. So for you to also attack the devs behind whatever their design was is extremely flawed and should not be recognized within our game, within the community, period. Not just the gaming community, because it's deeper than that, especially when it comes to women within the community. Again, we as men, we like to say, there's never enough women in the gaming community and we don't really see them out like that. Why do you think that is when you're doing corny bullshit like that and then forcing these women to feel a certain type of way, thinking that all y'all are just corny, period? That y'all just some beating off in the corner ass men, right? And you like to beat off the tentacle porn. You like to and the list goes on and on and on for what people think outside of the gaming sphere when they look at us in total. And I don't think people really recognize that. And that is part of the fucking problem, honestly. So when you're looking at this whole Aloy thing, as someone who hasn't played the Horizon Zero Dawn, but I have seen the character and everything else. She looks fine. She looks like she fits that world. There's nothing wrong with her character design. And for anybody to feel any different about that is so flawed to me. It's the same reason we can do, like we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the different chicks in Mass Effect or whatever the case. They make those characters like that for a reason. So that you can go out after you've beaten the game and talk with your boys or talk to whoever and say, yo, did you have this comment? Yeah, I thought this chick was hot. That's why they do it. There is no other reason. Because they know it's going to pull attention, it's going to pull conversation, and it just surrounds more talks around the game. You're not going to want to play a game with an ugly ass character. That's why you don't see, like KMEGA was saying, why you don't see chubby men in video games, period. You get your brolic ass, man. You get your Kratos. You get your Nathan Drakes. You get Marcus Phoenix. You know what I mean? And then when we get our Kates, when you get your Aloys, when you get these other, female protagonists, it's like you have to nitpick everything instead of just accepting or looking at the story for what it is. That shit is just straight out corny to me.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as like this whole the whole thing with Alana Pierce, again, it just shows me that as gamers, we're not trying to move forward. We still have people that want to show us in this light for everybody else to look at us like we just do this shit because we some children or some shit. Not realizing that gaming is the biggest entertainment business in the world. Not realizing, because a lot of people like to go, oh, well, y'all don't say about the anime chicks and that. Not realizing that half the anime chicks y'all are talking about are designed by women from that culture who have an understanding of what people are attracted to. You have to make a good looking character. It's just part of what it is. You want your content to get out there, you have to have a specific looking character. Now, when it comes to these games, if you want more realism, quote unquote, if you want to have a better experience, you want to be more involved with what's going on in the story, I'm sorry, not every chick is going to look like Abby from Last of Us. They're skinny, but chicks look like that. Not every chick's going to look like Aloy, but chicks look like that. Not every chick looks like Lara Croft, but it is what it is. There's different variations. There's billions of people across the world. And y'all are having this setting this expectation for bitches y'all can't pull in real life. Excuse me.
Talk about it.
Excuse me.
Whoa, light skin card. Whoa, light skin card.
Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Whoa. You're talking all this shit about people that you cannot pull up in real life.
That's
you as a busted ass motherfucker who looks at themself in the mirror, crooked ass teeth, don't brush their hair, don't give a fuck, don't know how to take care of yourself, but you want to tell these game how they should design a character. Have you drawn a character in your life from your mind? Probably not.
What the hell did I come in here to?
You came into some realness.
You came into the facts.
Right. You came into the facts.
This corny bullshit that we continue to deal with within our community. Mute these motherfuckers, block them, and tell everybody that you fuck with to leave these people the fuck alone because it's unneeded. It's not going to stop, brother. I like as much. We could talk about this shit over and over and over again. Right. I came up with the internet, brother. It does not stop. People are going to talk shit because they're behind the keyboard. They feel safe, just like D was saying. They feel safe. They have anonymity. They feel like nobody can touch them. And then when you see them at E3, anonymity. When you see them in real life, E3 or any other of these gaming events, they are going to back down, scour, and try to hide from you because they are not about that action.
Preach. This sounds like an interaction I had on Twitter last week.
Yeah. No, that's what it is, man.
No. I'm saying that apart. What's up? Yeah. What's up?
No, I was just saying, everybody. I didn't mean to rub. Everybody else knocked out the point. That was it for me, though. Man.
Well, no, that's a great point. All right, so we're definitely not going to get every topic, but what we're going to be doing for the next topics is just kind of be just like we would be on Xbox Live. Everybody just says what they want to say. Just have a little bit of respect. I know some people will talk over some people, but let's not wait and let people just wait their turn. If closed mouths don't get fed on the next couple of topics, because I really want to hear what I really want to get to the hold on, let me ask you guys this. All right, so E3 predictions. Can we do that next week? Because I normally do E3 predictions next week or the week.
E3 is next week, KMEGA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it'll be that Friday entering into E3. So let's do the predictions next week. Can we do that next week?
Yes. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's do that. All right. Because I know you guys really want to get into the AMD stuff, and we got to talk about Sony. So, all right. And I got to get to a winner for the first code. So let's go to the wheel of seduction. Let's go. All right. So let's see if this thing works, man. I don't know if this thing it works on my end.
Is one. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
Oh, my bad.
Can y'all see this wheel? Can y'all see the wheel? Can y'all see the wheel of seduction? Let's go. So the first winners will be the members. So guys, be a member. Join the GRG posse. Join KMEGA's, as my boy still ranked, realm. Because you know what? The Iron Lords is over there down there at their castle, and we right here. We got our little castle right here. Before you get there, but we can say, oh, here. Before you can even go there, you here. So come here, here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right. So I want to now listen. I am doing something. Lord. This is probably going to be a disaster, but we're going to see. Do y'all see the wheel of seduction? Is it really?
See the wheel?
Do
I
y'all see
see
it?
it.
Yeah,
All right, all right,
But
all
it
right.
ain't got no seduction names in there. You're supposed to see spicy,
It
sexy,
does has
lemon.
well,
you
no,
know what I'm
it
saying?
has
Not
it,
lemon.
it has the
You know what I'm
blue. It
saying?
has Sleepy Goblin 2.0. It got
Sexiest
new
YouTuber
type.
on the planet. You
It's
know.
got Master Clowns. It's got
There you
also
go.
we got I already said the blue casket repair. We also got. I wonder, do you really repair caskets? Or
You could.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Let me keep it right. All right. So, okay, I want to hit the button. This is just going to be a test to see if y'all can see the thing moving, because that's what I was having a problem with. What I was trying to start the show with. What I was complaining about. So let's see. I want to hit it.
That thing moving.
Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it? Can y'all see it? Is it moving?
I don't hear nothing.
I see a
nothing.
still image.
Oh, it's not moving.
You
It's
know
not
what,
moving.
KMEGA?
Oh man.
Don't do that.
Okay.
We're not doing this live
I
again.
like to see things moving. I'll tell you that. I don't see nothing moving.
Okay, ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing moving.
Nothing
All right,
moving.
all right.
Nah.
Well, okay, so all right, hold on. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. All right. So I'm gonna spin this thing 5 times, and I apologize because I was trying to do my best. You know, when I'm trying to do new stuff, it's awful, right? So all right, here we go. But I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna tell you guys 1. All right, so here we go. We spinning it once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and when it stops, here's going to be the winner. I wish y'all could see this. It's going. Okay.
Yes. Wheel of
New
Fortune.
type gunplay. New type gunplay. You are the winner. You know, a casket repair, it was right there on the edge. It almost was, I mean, it was really, really
Why did
damn
that
close.
happen?
I know that sucks, right? Because they
Lord
can't see
have
it, but I'm
mercy.
looking at. Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture of it.
KMEGA's a fraud. He's faking these contests.
Oh shit!
You know what?
Shit to his nephew.
Okay, hold on. Let me just do this right here. I'm going to record it on my phone, and then I'm going to spin it again. I'm sorry, new type gunplay. I gotta do it right, and I'm going to record it on my phone so people don't know.
So you're gonna renege the victory.
You can't renege on him. You can't renege on him.
You can't renege on the victory. He just ran outside butt naked in the freezing cold. What's
Bro,
wrong with you?
I don't want nobody to say I'm fraud in the public. You know what I'm saying? Because they might be thinking I'm lying.
Do it on the next spin.
No, because the next code goes to the listeners. So this is to
Lord
the
have mercy.
come
Right
on,
then,
man.
so do it on the next one.
Gunpla one,
And this is why
You're gonna tell somebody they won and then renege on it?
No, sir. No, sir.
Well, I'm gonna take a picture of it then. All right, so regardless.
Nobody ain't gonna say you lying. You can't renege on the winner.
All right, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I ain't trying to cheat nobody. All right, good win. All right, so
give it something away when you cheat.
well, I wasn't trying to cheat. I was just trying to make it
And
right.
I want
But
to
anyway.
thank you from your boy Lemetius for saving your winning from your ass in the chat.
I know, right? All right, but there we go. All right, so there you go. Good one.
Hey, winning.
Good one. New type gunplay.
Congratulations.
And so now this goes to the rest of you bums who ain't members. And so therefore, what we gonna do?
Wow.
Goes out to my watching crew.
I know.
If you hear me.
The disrespect is real, is it not? Okay, anyway. Wow. All right, we're back. Oh, look, Kareem Shepard is in the house fighting the Reaper. Let's get to it, that beautiful gameplay. All right, so let's get to this, man. Second topic, let's go. Like I
Did
said,
you just call him Kareem Shepard? Did you just say that?
that's his name, Kareem Shepard. Yeah,
Whatever name you want.
that is my name. Kareem is my
Know
government
what your
name.
damn name is.
Yeah, Kareem Shepard saves the goddamn universe. I said, yeah, I know. How you gonna sound mad because that's my name? You know what I'm saying? Do we want to say your name? Do we want to say your name?
No,
Okay.
nope,
All right.
Nope.
All right.
Drop it.
Nope.
Drop it. Next.
All right.
Buddy's in here?
Yeah, Bloody's in here. All right. So, okay. Sony supports cross-gen after saying they believe the generations. What changed? So I'm going to start it off because we going to, and then after that, it's just an open discussion. Let's go. I'm going back to the guest, Kev, Glorious, Mr. Glorious.
Money.
What? Hey, money. Wait, okay. So is that what you thinking that what it was?
They saw that Steam
Okay.
money because they saw all that money that Microsoft is making on all these games, putting them on Steam, and said, "Wait a minute, we believe we got the best games in the world. You know, we getting nines and tens on every game.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we getting that money? That's what happened. Money talks, bullshit walks. Period.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Simple. It's not even a complicated subject. Really not.
Right. It ain't. So like they believe in generations, kinda, and especially when you can release something like Horizon Zero Dawn like 5 years later, and make all that port money back in a couple of hours. Yeah. I mean, think about what they would make if they put both Last of Us games on Steam. Think about God of War 1 on Steam, or God of War 2018. Think about that on Steam like a month before God of War Ragnarok comes out, and look at the money they'd make. Like, they ain't stupid. These are college educated people.
No, they are stupid. They
What's
are
up?
stupid because they would have been doing it if they wasn't. They just seen Microsoft eating, which woke them up. They've been stupid for years. Facts.
I don't think it was that. I think that they were really kicking everybody's ass.
Interested.
Right. They were really they had an image and it worked.
Right.
Yeah, they had they had a narrative that was absolutely just it screamed gaming at the time. It was about we don't want, you know, it was kind of like don't tread on me type of crowd. Like this is I don't want your downloaded games. I wanted discs. I don't want your
remember they used to be the ones who championed crossplay and all those things. Not Microsoft. It used to be Sony, but it used to be with the PC. When it still exists today, they never really had a problem with PC.
No.
Number one, and number two, crossplay was their thing up until the narrative changed. That's what happened. It's just what Kev said. It's all about the money. If you think it was ever about anything, this is a business, man.
It's not about the money.
Of their output.
They charge Epic. They charge Epic for crossplay in Fortnite. It's been about the money.
Yeah.
But they were making money by selling their console though. And
right, but now they think it makes more money
off
consoles.
You make that money off selling games.
Consoles. They make money off the software.
Money off selling games. Yeah.
Game services, having you pay for PSN. That's why PSN costs $60 a year.
Well, they ain't really making no money on that either. But
okay, speaking of that, hold on. There's something that I figured out. You have to buy PlayStation Now separate?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no, you mean PlayStation Now?
Yeah,
that's a separate service.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
it's always been like
well,
that.
because I had the free trial a while back, and then I was like, you know what? Because at first my the PlayStation was in the front room because I told you that the Xbox One X plunked out on me. Well, I never give up on stuff because I'm just kind of like, man, this is bullshit. I was like, come on, man, I need this thing to work. Well, lo and behold, it finally took that update. And it's working now. So I got my PlayStation back, but I was over here looking like, well, man, I could play Virtual Fighter and stream it or show some gameplay of it. But the fact of it is that I was like, I gotta take it out of the front room, gotta put it up, hook it up in here. And but the One X started working. And so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and get PlayStation Now and download it into there and see if I can play it on my PC. That way I can still be able to stream it.
Good for you. Why would you give them money for a garbage service? Why?
Well, because I'm a gamer. I don't care. I'm just
doesn't matter. The service is horrible.
And you know, I love fighters.
You want to buy old cars that don't work?
Well,
let me sell you an old car that don't work.
All I'm saying is that I was going to go ahead and pay the $20, and I was just kind of like, damn, like word. But you know what? The gaming god sit here and shined upon me and said, let your Xbox One X thy work. And so it worked, and I'm like, oh, well, shit, it's back in here. I ain't even messing with you. So
PS Now is horrible.
Well,
horrible.
Yeah, but it was $20 extra on top, and I've already bought like 2 years of PlayStation of PSN, and I'm like, what? This isn't included? Another thing that's a problem that nobody has talked about, which that's why I wanted to clarify to make sure. So continue, guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, my thought was when it comes to the cross-generational thing, it's a simple game of numbers. There are more PS4s in houses than there are PS5 in houses.
Absolutely.
And it's better to make $60 a pop and get more sold
70.
than charge $70 and not get as many sold. It is simple numbers. Sony is, I mean, all businesses are about money. Let's be clear. I'm not
Facts.
saying wanting to make money as a business is bad. That is the point of being in business. Let's just be clear. But Sony is very much about making money. And the unfortunate thing with this generation so far, there aren't enough people, and the pandemic definitely attributed to it, but there aren't enough people that have PS5s. And not just that, a few games, if you buy it now, you may or may not get the PS5 version. So you kind of are double dipping. So folks still may be wary. So it's just, let's release it to both. Just throw the net out there and people can buy it wherever they are. But that's essentially what it is. They literally, to me, couldn't afford to keep it that way, reputation-wise or financially, because you have way more PS4s that are out there to buy the software. It's all about the software. Like Lemon said, you don't make money with the console.
But,
consider this.
Go ahead.
Yes,
I just want to say this real quick. The PS2 used to be lauded that it was successful years after the release of the PS3. It was
5
still
years
successful.
After.
People were still buying games. New games were still being made. Hot new games were still getting PS2 versions. It was lauded for that, and rightly so. That this used to be a thing that was good about the gaming industry. They didn't just drop the old and only focus on the new and drop all those hundreds of millions of systems that they sold. They keep supporting it because it's simple number. This is business.
Well,
I don't know how anybody would ever think that was a bad thing to begin with. But
first
now
of all, let me say this for the record. PlayStation wanted to move on to PS3. The Japanese development community said, we don't care what you're talking about. We're going to support PlayStation 2 until the wheels fall off. They decided to do that. The development community. That's number one. Number two, you see, I always talk about these fake ass gamers that think they market analysts. They think they're accountants. They just think they're bigger and above and beyond what their means are because they got social platforms to speak their mind. It's stupid to leave 100+ million console people out there that can't touch a PlayStation 5 to make something that's only 7 months old, exclusive, where you can't even get the system into people's hands because of the pandemic. It is basically committing suicide. But the problem is, not only are these PlayStation 5 owners crying about their gaming community having an opportunity to play a game that looks inferior to the version that they will be playing and taking it personal. Why are you doing this? You're fortunate to have a PlayStation 5. Congratulations. But there's 100+ million people that need to play these games too. Stop being selfish. Why do you care what your community is still your community? You think you better than people because you got a PS5, you got a Bentley, and now they got a Volkswagen Jetta? Oh, so now you the top dog, and you think you the truth. But it's not enough of y'all. You come to that party, it's like 12 of y'all, but 2 of y'all got Jordans. Only the niggas with Jordans is getting the girls.
Go ahead, Kev. What was you going to say?
Oh, no. Yeah, make sure he's finished. I thought I was still muted. I was talking to somebody in the room. But what he's saying is true. It's like the dudes who, like you said, they roll around in Benzes, but they 5'2", and you wonder why. Like, how he pull her on a Benz, he looked like a sponge.
Because he's paying for something because he's underachieving in other places.
And that's how these dudes act. It's like you are confident and happy that you got a PS5. Hell, I'm getting it from people because I bought a Series S. I'm like, I love my Series S. Like, well, it's a last gen console. Oh, it's a budget console. It can't be that great.
Last gen ain't race tracing. Shout out to 100.
Well, not beyond that, like I hated the Xbox One. Period. Like I just thought it was a horrendous console, and I've said that many times. I love this Series S. I'm playing the Series S a lot of time over my PC at this point. Yep. See, and that's the way it should be. It's like it's a solid console. But my point I'm making is that people are just that way. It's not one thing to just let you love what you love.
Mm-hmm.
They want to shame you for maybe not sharing their opinion. They want to shame you for. I'm one of those people that say The Last of Us wasn't the greatest game of this generation. It's not even Naughty Dog's best game. Oh, I've caught so much slander for saying that. It's not better than Uncharted 2 or 3.
So Tsushima should have at least gotten the GOTY that year, not The Last of Us.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was the better game that year, hands down. I'm
going for Doom Eternal. I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, but Doom Eternal was my vote.
I'm going to say this also.
I have it on PS4. I just haven't started it yet.
I'm going to say this.
Right, fantastic game.
You know, I'm tired of these toxic gamers. It just weighs a toll on my mind sometimes to see the ignorance. So now the PlayStation 5 owners are mad that the PlayStation 4 owners are getting a game that's supposed to be exclusive. You know who's to blame for that? Stupid ass Sony.
Right.
Yeah. No, not
you was not transparent on supporting PlayStation 4 Pro and vanilla. You try to act like, oh, we're just gonna go with PS5 and Miles Morales can't be done. You're a liar. All you got to do is just tone down the graphics. Why do they say things and people accept the BS?
I'm just saying.
Accept it. Xbox said, listen, you got 2 to 3 years. You're going to have to move your ass on after that. Facts. Sony said, oh no, you will not be seeing these games. You trying to make and push people into the next gen, and you don't even got the goddamn hardware. So you're making people
back in 4 years.
You're making people decide for you. You understand? Right. You want them to buy a PS5. Where the hell are they? So now Sony is backtracking, backpedaling, lying, clickbaiting, all underneath the sun. It doesn't matter what Sony says. We know they lie. I'm still waiting to see the power of a SSD to make graphics look better. You're a liar. Mark Cerny lied. That's not true. Doesn't work on PC. Will never work. It will never work. How many times is Sony gonna lie to you, slap you in the face, and you just say, give me some more, Daddy. I appreciate the whoop ass. I like it.
I got further lies and further narratives to make normal things look
That's
best.
What they do.
They used to do this on the PS2. It did on the PS3. Listen, a lot of the hottest games from last generation was on the 360 and PS3. Metal Gear 5, remember that? Battlefield 4, remember that? Countless other games that don't come to mind at the moment. They used to do this all the time when they started the lies, and then these people took this narrative and spread that everywhere. And now
Sony likes to backpedal.
Just business as usual.
Well, they know their fan base.
They gave you a system that was fully backwards compatible, and then said, "Nah, forget that."
Yeah, because they're trying to move forward.
They moved right on. They didn't even warn you. Dudes found out by buying a PlayStation Fat for PS3 and said, what happened? I can't play my old game. Yeah. And if you're a real game player, you don't beat every game you purchase. That's a fact. So you have a back catalog. So now Sony's like, oh, you're going to move on to the next system because we say so. Whereas Microsoft is leading the market in backwards compatibility, which it came from PC, which equals the master race, because every time I upgrade my PC, everything still works. That's what the master race means. It's not about power. It's about bringing all the stuff that you originally had, and everything will work, and everything is just coincides with each other. That's what the master race means. It doesn't mean a $5,000 PC.
All right,
that is not what master race means.
Great point. I you good, but I didn't heard from PK, Bloody, or Rain. So what I'm saying, and I think they're respecting you while you're talking, but you know what I'm saying, because I would have interrupted your ass a long time ago. Like, shut the hell up, it's my turn.
I know my jump off.
I got you, sucker. I got you. But anyway, PK, Bloody, Rain, say something. Let me hear this. What's going on with Sony, man? Why are they backtracking?
I didn't realize that this was open discussion.
Oh, I said
No,
it.
he did. He said it in the
He
beginning.
said it in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Well,
The Satan ring should have lit up red and told you. Facts.
They're failing
sorry,
you, brother. But
they're
you've been
used
in love
for,
too long.
bashing people in. I was like, they're not used for, hey, calling me. I was like, that's a whole other thing, right? That's what the Ouija board's for.
Oh,
I digress.
Ouija,
What we're
are you
going into,
with
the fact is-
me?
I'm out.
No,
Pull
it's
up the Ouija
there's
board.
superstition
that-
writing on the walls. All right.
Hey man, that Ouija
Anyways.
stuff. That's a story I have with that. Yobi would love to hear about the story about me and my son's mother and the Ouija board, but that's for fighting.
Yeah, I'm
night.
cool.
Anyway,
But the fact is that Sony, now that they've always been very open with the PC market and certain aspects, especially like what Lemon said in the past, is that they've helped cross published games and stuff like that before. If you look at like Final Fantasy 11, which was only on PS3, that was online, that was between them and Square Enix and other stuff in the past. The fact is they've never had an issue with PC. The fact is they just never directly released any of their properties. And the fact is that all this backtracking that they're now having to do, because you look at the words that Helman Hurst has even doubled down on for many months now, or not Helman Hurst, Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan has actively been saying about the generations and that, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and that. And then even a couple months ago, he was like, no. He's like, there's still stuff that we can only achieve with our next generation consoles. And Helman Hurst, who they had to, promote from Gorilla, is saying no. He's just like, we realize there's a lot of stuff that we need to do. We understand there's a lot of circumstances, and we just don't want to leave the 100 million, the 110 plus people that have a console right now behind. What are you gonna do? You're gonna make half of $30 or so on a software sale, and probably even lower, because you got to think of like all the costs that it makes to make the CDs and shipping and everything, right? That goes into production for all those, for potentially only 7 million people. And out of that 7 million, like 1.5 million of these PS5 consoles are sitting in warehouses or scalpers' homes because they snatched up all this shit and no one's going to pay $2,000
maybe
for a PS5.
more than that. I think that could be more.
Well, remember that this is going based off the numbers that was released on from the UK on what they known from scalping groups, is that there's at least anywhere between 1 million to 1.5 million that's been snatched up between
that's
scalpers
in
in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK.
But they said that's what they've tracked from the UK, and even what some of that is international shipping.
I've
towards.
seen PlayStation gamers say that there was 10 million. They were bragging about that there was 10 million. There was upwards of almost 10 million PlayStation 5 sold. And so if you got in the UK that's saying that there's 1.5
no, but
to
that can't
1.7.
be true because of
the official numbers that just
the financial
report said there was about 7. That's what I'm saying is I don't care what fanboys say. That doesn't mean jack until there's official reports. I'm going based off official numbers.
But in Sony not doing that anymore?
No, hang on. Okay. What I'm saying is the fact of that there's only been confirmed about 7 to 7.5 million consoles sold. 1 to 1.5 million of those are sitting in warehouses and homes of scalpers in Europe alone. We don't know what the number is from what they've been able to catch here in the US. So you take off about 30% of that. That's still only about 5 million people who may legitimately have a console. You're telling me you're going to make half of $60 or less off those 5 million people alone, when you still have a whole 110 million plus people who can't get those next-gen consoles because, one, there's an entire industry-wide chip shortage that's not only just affecting technology, it's also affecting the automotive industry and everywhere else that needs semiconductors. So the fact is, they realize, hey, we can make more money if we just continue to make things cross-gen. And Helman Hurst even said before that they had planned on supporting the PS4 for at least up to 4 years after the launch of PS5. People are just choosing to actively ignore some of the information is because you have someone like Jim Ryan who's out toting all this. You have someone like Mark Cerny who's tricking people with all this talk. The fact is, no. You have to look at the sheer fact of the place of the world and the place of the industry as a whole. even Microsoft themselves had openly said, no, we understand that things are hard. We want to make things better for our community to be able to get into it. They know that there's people who are scalping Series X's. What did they do? They started wanting, Phil S came out of his way to say, hey, we want to make things easier to get these people to be able to play on those consoles. But what did they actively say before they said, no, we want to make our games still supported for no matter where you play or no matter what device you're on, you're still able to enjoy that. That's why they have Xbox Smart Delivery. That's why they have Game Pass and xCloud streaming on any device. So that way you can make sure you're still enjoying your content no matter what. And they are all about the preservation with being able to play 4 generations worth of console games on their platform. The fact is, they've seen for years now that they've been making money off of supporting PC when they've slowly been putting their stuff over on Steam. Why do you think they actively just like, hey, you know what? We're going to do more with that. And you think that Sony didn't take notice that when they release an almost 10-year-old collection with the Master Chief Collection on Steam back in 2020 and how fast that was the fastest selling game on Steam and how they sold several million copies within a day? You don't think that Sony's going to take notice and say, hey, we should probably make money off doing the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it is? It's still Sony. Sony made the narrative.
Right.
If they would have just came out and said, listen, PS5 dropping, we're going to have the better version on PS5 and the PlayStation 4 community will still be able to play these games, and been blatant with it, we wouldn't even have this conversation.
Well, they lied, and then
they lied. Right.
Well, but hang on, but that's what I'm saying is that Jim openly lied, and he's also had other developers who continue the same thing that Jim was talking about. But Hellman Hurst has been the only person who's been very open about this kind of stuff, and people overlook what Hellman's saying for what Jim's saying, and that's where it is. You need to pay attention to what everyone says. Because even on the Xbox side, everyone listens to what Phil says because Phil's, guess what? He's the face. But everyone also recognizes what the other developers say. Everyone takes note of what Aaron Greenberg says. Everyone takes note of what Larry Herb says. And every other big face that's within. They don't just go based on one person. Exactly. They take a look at what everyone is saying and kind of see how that all plays together. You look at, like he said, Jason Ronalds with what he was talking about when it comes to the hardware and everything that the teams are doing. The fact is, no one is really actively looking for information. They're just taking everything at face value, and they're actively letting themselves be tricked and lied to. And that's just because of, guess what? It's marketing. They know how to have that brand loyalty. They know how to say the things that their community wants to say. I'm not saying that they didn't do great things, but the fact is they're not doing the right things. And that's where it comes down to, is that as a consumer, you are still responsible for doing what you should be doing to protect, one, your wallet and your choice in investment. If you are wanting to do this, you need to make sure that the company is sharing what you want. If you have this false belief that they're not going to do anything like that, guess what? That's a you problem. That's not a them problem, because at the end of the day, they're a business and they're in the aspect of making money, and they realize they have IPs that people want, and they're not always going to go on a console. So they're going to look at other ways that they can increase that revenue stream. That's why they were still able to make money off of something like Horizon Zero Dawn, which is what, almost 5 years old, 6 years old, or something like that, a couple years. When they put it on Steam, they're not going to turn that down, because guess what? That is passive income, because they already made the majority of their sales off the PlayStation team.
They're not selling millions and millions of copies anyway on Steam. So
they're not. But the fact is, it's still
let's not act like they're making trillions of dollars on Steam.
I'm not saying that they're not making they're making that much, but the fact is that it's easy money for minimal effort. That's what it is.
Right. They're built on PCs. It's an easy port. You know what I'm saying? These consoles are built like PCs. They just change a couple things, but they're not dropping 5 million sold on PC either. So, you know, let's not.
They're still making they're still making money though.
No, the game is already made.
Exactly.
Yes.
They don't need
extra money, but it's not. It's not. Right. It's not. You know, PC dudes. We know what they do to games when they come out. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know what they do.
Mm.
I
You
Some
want me
good
to tell you?
experiences.
Shout out to my boy Six Slayer, aka the Matrix.
PK.
I know what.
I haven't heard from PK in a minute, so I gotta hit him up. So PK, what is your thoughts about this whole Sony situation?
Hold on, KMEGA, hold on. Did we
what?
congratulate my man?
I already did that. You should have been here.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't have been here. I was doing some business, but I'm still here, sucker.
It doesn't matter. You should have been
You
here.
should
I
have
already
gave me
did
like
that.
some dolphins or something.
No, I'll give you the middle finger.
E-World?
Anyway,
Why you gotta give me the middle finger? We don't do light on light crime here, brother. Damn! Did I treat you? I treated you nice on my channel?
Oh man,
Were you united?
But you back home now. You understand the slander. It's delicious. Anyway, so let me. Okay, so PK.
Delicious.
I love that. That's awesome.
Anyway, so PK, I haven't heard from you in a minute, man. So we got to give him a minute because he got to unmute his mic. So, all right. So,
man, I got curly hair. I'm sexy in my zoot suit. Facts.
I'm like 5'9", but you know what? But I'm fine,
baby.
And you know what? I was sitting here and I was preaching earlier, and I was sitting here and I was passing the
I'm sorry,
offering.
PK. Welcome back.
We're talking about, hey man, that man was wearing white on white in that picture. White on white. There ain't too many brothers that can do that and
Looking
be
like
clean.
an ancient supernatural.
That brother looked like he shot right from the Levert concert and made that picture. Baby, I'm ready.
Move,
Anyway, all right. So PK, what's the situation going on with PlayStation, man? I mean, I was hoping that you came in, but I gotta get your point of view, and then I'm gonna let Rain close it out again, and then Rain's gonna finish with the last topic of the night because I had all these topics, but we can only do 3. You guys, y'all like to talk a lot. Me myself, I stay quiet.
Oh, okay.
No. I love it. It's a talk show. So anyway, I'm just giving you a point.
The most important topic is AMD. I don't even understand.
No, this is the most important topic because of the fact that they lied to their consumer. And
that's not new.
Come on, man. Again. I know.
It's nothing new.
What's happening, man?
You know what's new is that AMD tech. That's what's important. Okay.
So you really want to go into AMD? Okay, I'll let you go first on that. All right.
Look, you guys, it's gonna be a juicy conversation.
Okay, all right. So let me go to Rain on this. Let me go to Rain. All right. So PK, we will get to that, and I'll pick you first on that one, so you can sit here and break it down because I sure the hell don't know what's going on. It just sounds stupendous. But anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
Still. Come on, man. Bring that energy, man. You killed it the last topic. So right now, I already know, you know what I'm saying? Listen, people have been kind of nice. I don't know why everybody's been so nice about this situation. I expect you not to be. Go ahead, man. Why Sony lying to the public?
Y'all been knocking it out the park tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm just on this. I'm on the panel with some fire people bringing that fire tonight. But look, everybody talked about the money, but y'all ain't talk about people just liking being lied to.
Talk about it. Let's get it.
I did.
They love the abuse.
You hit it. You hit it.
You hit it.
Are they not?
He hit it.
Sony responsible for the lies.
Touched on it.
Yes, they are.
But the reason I'm saying that people love to be lied to because people would much rather be told that the game is built from the ground up for PS5 when in the beginning 3 to 5 years ago when they were creating the game, they had the PS4 in mind. So you want a PS4 designed game and you want Sony to come out on stage and lie to you and tell you, oh, this game's built from the ground up for PS5. And then for you not to know no difference because they told you it was built on the PS5. That shit is sad to me. That people would rather be lied to than to face truth and actually address the problem. The money, we all know it's about the money. Duh. I mean, Sony and Microsoft, more so Sony, has always chased behind Microsoft's coattail because Sony is the bigger brother in this situation, because Sony is the Jordan in the situation, and Microsoft is the Adidas in this situation. It's cool to go get you the brand new J's. It's cool to go stand in line. It's cool to get finesse with a different colorway every year. That's cool.
You got D over there growling like DMX. Did y'all hear
Oh
that?
my god.
Let's go there.
That's cool, right?
God. Oh my God.
What bothers me is how come a game like Miles Morales that they told y'all was built up from the PS5. We built it from the ground up for that system, and then they come out not that long after and say, "Yo, it's for the PS4 too." Why? Because it was already based off the original game.
I just appreciate that y'all put it on PS4 because I'm about to play it on my PS4.
Oh, I am too.
That's a fact. It's love.
I want
It is love.
I want a PS5 and can't get one.
That's a fact, and it's love that people are on current gen consoles are still have the ability to get access. But people also who have PS5s who like to talk all this shit about next gen. Oh, y'all, this and this and this is holding gaming back. This and this and this is holding gaming back. Y'all are holding gaming back because y'all will believe the lie that a game is built for your PS4 is built for your PS5, and it's not.
Let me throw a little shade in there with you there.
Now
They
PK want to throw a little something in there. Go ahead now.
They can't figure out how to reduce the heat to allow the external expandable drive. And they got to do a redesign. Use the chip
Talk your shit.
to a 6 nanometer to even reduce the power draw and probably put heat vents on there. You know what I mean? Just throw a little bit. That's probably
You see what I said, Ring? You see what I said?
Not to mind you, hold on, PK, because I was going to take it there too. Not to mind you,
The
y'all waited this long for a SSD solution, right? Or an external SSD solution. And we talked about this in the background a little bit. I know me and Sick was going back and forth just talking about it because I had some things that I was just had to get off my dome because people was getting me tight that people just enjoy being lied to. To continue the lies, they're going to sit there, been telling you, oh, we got an SSD solution. When any SSD that you can currently get on the market, if you place it in your PS5 right now, it'll burn up within a year. The devs have said this. At this current time, there is no external storage solution that is comparable to the SSD that is inside the PlayStation 5. It's not even comparable to what's within your PC. Why do you think that Xbox came out and actually gave you a memory card unit that is the exact same unit that it is within their system? Because they want to give you those same speeds. They don't want you to have to pick and choose whether you have to go back and forth between, if you use an on-market SSD, it's not going to be as fast as the one that's in the PS5, point blank, period. Not only that, again, devs have come out and said, yo, because of the constant write speeds that consoles require, if you go out in the market right now, go get you a PCIe NVMe SSD, however many terabytes you want to throw in your console, you're going to throw $200 in the trash can within a year and then ask yourself why.
Talking about
the solution is one thing.
And I'm not trying to battle with you, Rain, but I will add this. There are some that are fast, but
100%
can't match it. But what it would, this is the credit, because I stuck some in my machine. They're 400 plus. 400 plus.
And please, somebody, hold on, and please let me know because the code is dropped for the game. So please let me know if you got it. It's there, baby. It's there. It's dropped.
Let's go. And that's exactly.
To add to this point, for the amount of money you need to pay to get to that level, you might as well get another console at that point.
And see, and that is my entire point. That is the entire point. I thought y'all didn't want a PC. I thought, you wanted I wanted a console because it's easier to use. Because I got all these exclusives over here. But guess what? Your external storage solution, as PK has also said, because I was going to bring up that point, but that is a fact. $400, the price of another console is for a storage solution.
And it doesn't even work.
Fully compatible yet.
And it don't even work.
Well, even if it's compatible, how are they going to keep it cool? There's no built-in heatsink for it.
Oh, no. PK, don't do that to him.
Don't do that to
him. Don't do that to him. They said that the redesign was only for the chips. It wasn't for anything else.
Hey, just saying.
Go ahead, PK.
No, that's it. I just thought I'm just co-signing Rain.
Man,
okay.
that boy
Rain.
Rain over here dropping elbows
Yo,
and
well, then Rain, you will remember from yesterday.
kicking him in the ribs.
Go ahead.
Oh,
What you got?
well, Rain, you remember from yesterday when we were discussing, I want them to explain to me the technical wizardry that allows them to have some kind of master-slave relationship where both the internal and external SSDs will be able to run at the same time. Even I do not know how that is possible. I'm not trying to pat myself on my own back, but y'all already know I know this tech stuff. I don't even understand how that's possible. So
Come on,
Tony must have some new next level wizards to make that work.
You know how they're gonna make it work? The same way they make HDR work on a HDMI 1.4 port. Same lie they gave PS4 owners about having HDR on a port that's impossible to do it on.
I sit there and I plugged it in and I was thinking, I was like, I got HDR on my PlayStation 4. And I was like, and my TV said, there's a problem
so guess what
here.
That means? You spend $200, you don't even get extra storage. You get basically the same amount you did in the beginning. Maybe slightly 200.
Well, when they announced that they eventually going to add more storage, they're going to charge you more.
Right. So to get something that is actually more than you already had from the beginning, right? Because that's otherwise worthless, right? That means you have to get a 2 terabyte. PK, how much is a 2 terabyte drive?
Bro, but even then, at those speeds, bro. But even then, at that speed,
they're expensive, man.
Even then, at that speed, the constant write speeds that these consoles go through, the devs, you can look up. Devs have explained will kill your SSD. It does not work the same way it does within your PC.
Yeah, because the SSDs are measured not by the storage, but how many terabyte writes it has. So if you're writing to it consistently, it's gonna die. There is no way to recover.
How many times do you delete games and reinstall games? How many times do you constantly add more and more games?
Slowly.
How long do you think that SSD is going to survive? Okay, back to the main point that I wanted to make, because because we definitely hit him upside the head now. But my whole main point is the fact that y'all think that these games are PS5 built games when they told you from the beginning that they're going to support the PS4 for the next 3 to 4 years at most. I would not be surprised.
Talk about it.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem now with this. And praise be his name, but this is the problem with this, brother. If Ratchet & Clank comes out and they later on within 6 months release a PS4 port, what are you telling me? You just told me that the game can't be done on a place on the current gen console.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Be done next gen.
Okay, Rain. All right, now you get into where I was ready to get into, and I'm going to let you finish. But I just want to ask the panel this. I'm gonna let him finish, but I have to ask the panel this because I did the same thing on the next podcast last night because my boy Dark Optimus was telling me the same thing. Yeah. Because you was listening. So I'm going to ask y'all the same question, and the people who's listening right now is this: what's the bigger game, Horizon's Forbidden West or Ratchet & Clank?
Horizon's Forbidden West.
Okay.
Rather play Ratchet & Clank, but Horizon's going to do bigger numbers.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yep.
What's the bigger game? God of War, Ragnarok, or Returnal?
God of War.
I was still right.
All right. What's the bigger game? Gran Turismo 7 or that PlayStation All-Stars game?
Gran Turismo. Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I asked that question, and I did the same thing on Next, is because I said if Sony could make those games that everybody on this panel just said that was going to go over to be cross-gen, why the hell would not Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, and PlayStation All-Stars and Godfall not come over to the PlayStation 4? How is it that if you guys, why would they give their biggest titles that luxury?
Let's not give Godfall extra credit, because Godfall on PC.
Well, hold on, but I'm just saying because
PC is not competition for console.
They're not. Yeah, PC is not a competition for the consoles.
That's a fact.
They gave.
I was just saying let's not call it PlayStation IP.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Well, no, you're right. But they said that Godfall was only PS5 compatible. You know what I'm saying? Only PC can play it. So if you guys just sit here and make this point for me and saying that if these other games that are going to be cross-platform, and we didn't even say Miles Morales or Spider-Man, so if those games could come over to the PlayStation 4, why the hell not those other games could come over to the PlayStation 4? That's my point. Go ahead, Frank.
Ratchet and Clank would not perform the way it performs on PS5.
Doesn't matter.
That is a fact, but not saying that they couldn't. They would just add loading screens to it and say, they'll have to dumb it down.
There's a game called Hold on, wait a minute, Lemon. There's a game that's called Red Dead Redemption 2. And there's a difference between on the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. Okay, continue. All right.
So I don't believe that the development team wanted to do it, because Godfall could be done on
That's what you call a hack.
Godfall can be done on PlayStation 4. It's like, to a certain extent, Cyberpunk 2077 could be done on last gen. But with all the things they're trying to do in the game, you see how it performed. Not well. So the developer was like,
you think PS4 gamers is going to still not get it?
No, they would get it.
Okay.
But then you know what's going to happen to that hype train. It's going to look what Cyberpunk should have just been next gen. Cyberpunk is not broke on the Xbox Series X.
It is not.
It's not broke.
It had some problems, but it wasn't
problems and broke is two different things.
Right. It wasn't. I beat the whole game. I completed everybody. I only had one crash.
Something else
on the Series X.
Yeah.
20 frames per second, choppiness, popping, textures, buildings popping. Crazy.
Yeah.
It was broke.
No go.
Right.
Broke.
Right.
I ain't saying not having problems, because every game come out gets a patch. I don't care what it is. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, simplest game to do. Just got to pass over day.
Listen, there's something
just got to pass today. It just came out today too.
Shout out to my boy the Don, and like I said, Rain, if you still had more to say, please do it. But I just wanted to make this point with saying that, and D, I know that you got to say something too. I think I'm saying because you've been a little quiet. But
nigga love cutting off Lemon. I'm gonna cut your throat,
bro.
In the middle of my goddamn point.
Why are you being slanderous? Listen, the words are just abusive to my soul. Anyway,
yo, this
like my knife.
You only
like
get 3 strikes.
Listen, sucker. Listen. Anyway,
you know what? Go ahead, D. Go ahead, Queen D.
Hold on, wait a minute. This isn't the Dragon's Den. This is GRG.
Dragon's Den don't count. This Friday.
I got you, but you can't tell D to talk when I got something to say.
GRG longer than the Dragon's Den been around. Don't do that.
I know you have.
All right.
I know you have, but I'm just saying.
My bad, D. Let me open the door for you. Your turn. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. D, relax. I got this. Hold on. No, go ahead. Go ahead, D. Because I'm not going to talk too much on the last topic because I don't know shit about it. So that's why I'm trying to get it all in now. But go ahead, D. Go ahead. Finish it off.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure what we were discussing right now. We're talking about the store situation?
about PlayStation.
No,
about PlayStation talking about
believing in
generations. Yeah, believing in generations. Why did they lie to their fans?
Oh, I thought I started it. I said money.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did start it.
She did start it.
So you cut me off to go back to D. Disrespectful.
I did. But go ahead. Finish, sucker. Finish. We got one more topic out of this.
I'm going to deal with this. It's about money. Anyway, let's go.
It is about money.
And y'all believe in the lies.
They lie.
Y'all not seeing through the curtains, not raising the curtain up a little bit to look outside and see that outside is burning up.
All right. Yeah.
Can we just throw this out there? All these companies lie. Don't trust none of them.
No,
You know,
that is true.
something.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until they show and prove, I trust not a motherfucker out there.
That's
That
true.
is true.
One.
But when a motherfucker is telling you something constantly that, yo, it's built for this, it's built for this, and then they constantly prove to you that it is obviously not, who's the fool in the situation? Don't keep blaming Sony for your heathenry. That's all I'm
Fool
saying.
me
Hey,
once,
we've been
shame on
saying
you.
I'm not
Fool me
prepared
twice,
for
shame on
years.
me.
Still
Yeah,
doing
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
I do have a-
Hey, what
I do
Jordan?
have
What?
a- well,
Go ahead. What you say? What? Huh? What?
I do have a small point.
Well, make it quick, woman. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
Oh,
hold on now. Wait, hold on. I want to go
She
back
gonna
to
get you, bruh.
I know I'm gonna get cut.
I just want to piggyback on what Steel Rain said. So maybe it's just because I'm petty and I don't forget stuff.
That I'm petty. I love it.
I'm the kind of person where,
Pettiness is life.
you know,
Get your 50
if you
cent on.
fool me once, shame on. What's that phrase? I'm tired. Yeah, I know the phrase I'm talking about.
Oh, what?
One, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Oh, yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
My biggest problem, and I don't recall when it was because 2020 was a blur, 2021 about to be a blur. My biggest takeaway that I will never forget what Sony did is when they as a consumer. I'm not as a person, I don't care, but they did Miles Morales. Oh boy, I don't know who it is. Got in front of the camera and was like, "Listen, mofo's, everything your bitch ass about to see is PS5 only." Ain't that wet? And I was like, "Yeah, bring it on, Jim. Let's go. I mean, I was excited because y'all know me. I'm nosy. I like to see what's going on.
Facts. How are we gonna move forward? Facts.
Right. That was all well and good. He did not come back and say, y'all know what? I gotta do an amendment. I said everything was PS5. I want to make an amendment. That's not what happened. It had to be in print. It came in print. So if you did not go to the article, if you ain't see, I hate to mention them, Kotaku come on, be like, hey, y'all, remember he said it's right here in the press release. It's not true. That's the part I was like, oh, so y'all were loud on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter Gaming Live, on Facebook Gaming Live. This that you see is PS5 only. But then it was like, by the way, that's not true. It's on PS4.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh,
You know,
What if you just called it before work? What if you were with your home, like, oh shit, my guy is coming. What if you didn't have the time to go to read the article? And imagine somebody coming here, I'm getting on PS4. No, it's not.
Yep.
Jim,
Yep.
sir, read this. Read.
This is the
you
thing.
know what, D? I gotta agree with you, but I gotta say one thing, man. That's not the biggest lie they told. Even the SSD is not the biggest lie they told. Even the 10 teraflops is not the biggest lie they told. The biggest lie they told was an insult to real men on the planet. God of War will make you a better father.
Yeah, Kratos is a better daddy than you. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The worst.
Because Atriox little Loki about to kill his ass. But anyway, to set him off.
That
But
was
anyway,
the biggest lie. And the second biggest lie was 1080p makes you a better gamer.
I missed it.
Did you miss that?
Oh yeah,
That was
they
the
did that. They
second
said
biggest
that.
lie they ever said.
They said
got
that.
a lot of lies.
On PS4.
I thought the one of the biggest lies for them was for the backwards compatibility aspect of it, right? Like they have been so narrative driven that they've got their fan base believing anything and everything. The saddest aspect of it was when Yoshida came out there when he was the boss before he got demoted. And then when I told people he got demoted, they were like, he chose again. No,
He did it to himself.
His ass got
Takes a pay cut on their own watch.
Yeah, ejecto-cito, ejecto-cito, he got his ass out of there, right? Like they got him out of there. He didn't choose. So this is what it was, right? When they start talking about backwards compatibility, so Yoshida and them was dogging out. Who cares about playing old games? That's why you still have that bullshit narrative to this day, where they say, "Why should I care about buying a console for old games?" But yet, all of a sudden, you see PlayStation fans go crazy when they hear about SOCOM, or if they hear something about Dark Cloud, or if they hear something about Xenogears or Xenosaga or anything old. And then Final Fantasy VII? A remake of an old game? Oh my God. Well, that's new because that's an old ass game, bro. Like, how are you going to try to give us, try to smooth it over, try to act like it's all good? Like, oh, that game was on the PlayStation 1. It did get remade, but again, you can't that's still an old game that they sit here and they put added little touch into it or whatever so they can go ahead and milk your ass for some extra money. But the fact of it is that it's still an old game and you're craving for older games. That's why you guys are so excited about the Demon Souls remake that they did. What's it called? Blue? It's not Blue. Is it Blue Hole? What is that? Blue Point made. So that to me that's another factor where they were wrong. And then the biggest thing overall with the problems with why the fans always just take it with stride is because the media takes it with stride with them. When you look at Tomb Raider, the Rise of the Tomb Raider, they would not stop from Lemon, Yo Boy Hip Hop Gamer to every gaming media outlet out there, stressing the shit out of Phil and Square Enix until they got what they wanted, saying it's a timed exclusive. It's a year timed exclusive. Remember, Lara Croft, the woman that portrayed Lara Croft, got threatened, just like Alana Pierce did. They said all the negative, rotten things. They were done with Square Enix, all of that. We remember that. And they pressed and they pressed and they pressed on all type of games that may seem like to be exclusive, but then some of them were timed. You don't get that same type of energy when Sony does what they do. The media does not go after and stress them about, is Kena timed? Is Final Fantasy timed? Is Death Stranding timed? Is all these games that's coming out here? Look, we already knew that Xbox bought ZeniMax, and the media still didn't try to go out there and stress to the gamers out there that Tokyo, what's it called? The game from
Tokyo?
Yeah. That and Deathloop was timed from Sony. They didn't even stress about the situation with Final Fantasy 16 or Forsaken. Those games are timed. They may be timed for a really long time, but regardless, they're not full exclusives. And that's why I was saying to gamers out there, hold on, wait a minute. Don't get mad at Sega because Sony gave them the bag to make it seem like that game is only exclusive to PlayStation. That game most likely will probably drop on everything here within the next couple of months or by next year. With the virtual fighter. So again, the media just don't go after it, and until the media treats PlayStation like they treat Xbox and everyone else about their exclusives, if the time or not, that we're still going to get this over and over and over again. Hopefully that we're seeing more of what the media is doing and what they're trying to, that they're agreeing with what Xbox is doing, and they're kind of they got PlayStation kind of on their shit list. But again, the PlayStation fans is a different animal compared to Xbox gamers, and it's just it shows, and it is what it is. I don't know. Anybody got any last words before we move on?
Nah, let's move on. Let's get to this last topic. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, no, Curie, it is hypocrisy. It is the worst. It's the worst type of hypocrisy, and nobody don't ever want to open their mouth. All they want to do is just sit back and take it and shut up and not apologize. And if they do, it's faint. And then people expect people to still keep on telling you, oh, if you catch the L, you got to say that you caught that L. But if they did, well, it is what it is. It's bullshit. Okay. All right. Last topic.
And shout out to all my people on Twitter who gave me blasphemy when I told you games was going to be on PS4. I told y'all.
Right. Like, I mean, listen, don't be surprised. I mean, I said that last night. Don't be surprised if Godfall, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal and All Stars come over there to the PlayStation 4 at a later date. Don't be surprised about it. Don't.
The only reason it's not though, Mega, is because they gotta give the people who are invested in the PS5 a reason to keep it.
They ain't gonna care. Steel? They're
down the road, sure.
They're not going to care. Listen, okay.
Right now,
I am not
sell that PS5.
I know they want to sell the PS5. That's the whole reason of it.
We can't do a last topic, guys. You guys gave Sony too much air for a lie. Come on, guys.
Oh no. They had to get some of this smoke. They had to get it. We was actually being more nice than what I really wanted to get in. But I said no, I'll do a video and act a fool.
You want to be more mean than that?
Oh hell,
let them live.
No.
Hey, if you choosing to go with Sony and they bullshit, at what point isn't that your own fault for believing the bullshit?
Oh no, I know you're right. Like
that's kind of my
it
thing.
is.
That's why I don't feel like giving them the air is a good idea.
Well, no, I mean, okay, hold on. If this was Xbox,
people
we would still be knocking Xbox. Listen, with the whole VR thing, even though I don't give a shit about the eye herpes machine, I still, Phil came out there and said what he said. I herpes.
I'm not saying that you would not be critical or I wouldn't be whoever.
Right.
I'm saying that the people who are dedicating themselves to that's what they want. They don't care about the lie or whatever. Let's keep it a buck.
No, you're right. I said that yesterday.
So
yeah, they don't care.
It is what
some people are just some people dedicated to their plastic like it's a woman, and it is what it is.
Right. No, you're right.
You're right. That shit.
You're right.
What happens if you can't get them in real life?
No. Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. So.
Damn, I wasn't even gonna go there, bro.
Yeah, I mean it's the truth. Anyway, so
I said that out loud. My fault.
Last topic of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Still 25 minutes of my time on PlayStation. I'm so angry.
Listen. You all right? You're fine.
That is not important.
PlayStation 5. I like PlayStation. I just wish they would have been more honest and open about what they was doing.
They've been lying forever. There ain't nothing new under the sun. Let's keep it out. They've been lying since PlayStation 1.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I mean
So
they have, but
not new.
But
that's why I don't fuck with Sony. I like the PlayStation, but I don't fuck with Sony.
Yeah, I'll keep continuing because for the love of gaming, and they make good games. It's just the fact that when they say something, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let me turn my Xbox on.
That's all it is. At the end of the day, we play games, not companies. That's the slogan.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Shout out to B Shadows for that. Anyway, all right. Let's get to it. Last stuff, and that's why I wanted to keep talking because I'm not going to be talking too much on this. I don't know nothing about this too much. All right, this AMD DLSS.
You owe me 30 minutes because this deserves more talk.
Hold on, Jim.
It's called FSR.
No. That's not.
It's called Fidelity FX.
Okay, can I? Well, no, that's not how I was going to do this. See, again, this is where we have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a failure to communicate because we got people that want to just. I know what I'm saying. All right, so
AMD country.
AMD DLS, right? Okay, so that is something that. Hush your mouth. Let me finish. I got let the host. Okay.
Oh.
Let me explain for people out there that don't know this shit like me. All right, cool. All right, so we understand that that's going to be coming over to the Xbox, right? Or that is already there, available for the Xbox. Now there is some new information that's going to be coming out with the FSR, which is the Fidelity FX Super Resolution. That will also be coming to the Xbox Series X. Now, the thing of it is that Brad Sams was calling out the and I don't know about because I didn't see the video. I was trying to look for the video. I didn't see the video. I don't know if it got erased or whatever, or maybe it was a tweet or whatever. Oh, it was on the website. Okay, that he was calling out the CEO of AMD and basically the situation that was going on, somewhere there was some misinformation that's going on. So that's why I'm coming to you guys about this and how significant about the FSR will this be going into the future of the Series X consoles. And I'm going to go ahead.
Hold on. Let me just say something before you go to anybody.
Yeah.
Don't quote Brad Sams. He's not a tech dude.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Facts.
No.
Listen,
Listen.
Let me turn this up right now.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Dude don't know tech. He
I'm
regurgitates information.
Well, I didn't see
He has
anything.
a big channel. Listen to me. Let me finish.
Okay, all right. Because I'm not going after him. No,
KMEGA.
I want to give you the information first before you start
No.
blabbering.
I watched the dude.
Did he say something about it? Did he say something about it?
Listen, yes. Listen.
Okay. Because I don't know. I just heard it from Xbox last night, so I was like, okay, all right.
Need to stay away from tech talk.
All right.
I'm gonna break that down.
Does not
Okay.
know what he's talking about.
Not just
When it
that,
comes
he
to
don't
tech.
know nothing
I don't
about
know why he
business.
said.
He relax.
I don't know why he said what's relevant. How he's relevant to this.
Okay, so
I don't know.
so that's why I'm
I'm just
asking,
saying, bro. Before you eat, don't co-sign what he said because he's wrong.
Hold on, wait a minute. That's the point. That's what I was saying. Can I please finish?
All right.
That's why I was trying to finish so I could get to the last point of this and say I didn't hear what he said. I just heard what Xbox was saying last night on Next Podcast that he was calling out the CEO of AMD for whatever reason. I do not know, but I know that you guys will know. And whatever the case may be, and so whatever it is, please let me know. Go ahead. It's all y'all. I'm shutting up now.
First, 1 second, KMEGA, because you
Yes,
brought
sir.
all this stuff up, and you say he called him out. What did he say?
Didn't you just hear what I said?
He says he doesn't know.
He named something else.
He doesn't know.
He named something else that AMD didn't even talk about, and he tried to put himself in position to basically say it was fraud in the public. Fidelity FX is coinciding with RDNA 2.0, and it coincides with what NVIDIA is doing with DLSS. It's the same thing, but they're doing it their way. But unlike DLSS, it works on NVIDIA cards also. It's up to the developer to implement it. Now, what he went on to say, he tried to name something, Fidelity, something else, which I don't even know where he got that from because I watched the press conference. He's bugging. And when he said it, I was like,
and here's the whole.
You're not a tech dude. You didn't even know how to explain the Windows Phone's features.
Right. So let's get down to brass tacks first.
Yes, alone, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 2.5 hours to get into this most important.
But let Slayer go first because Slayer hasn't gone first. Oh, okay. You gonna want PK to go first? Okay, all right.
PK has to break down like the specifics of what these things are that we're even talking about.
Right.
We're all alluding,
we'll begin.
and nobody has facts on the ground.
I'm definitely not gonna say that.
I have facts. I watched it. But I'm just saying Brad Sams need to leave certain stuff. Hold on, Sick.
Okay.
Brad Sams need to leave certain subjects alone because his channel's too big for him to be regurgitating something he don't even understand what he's talking about.
Okay. Well, all right, we get it. But let's get to the meat and the bones of what this is about. Because, like I said, I didn't even hear what he said.
Good stuff. I'm tired of talking about all that
PK, let's go.
Crazy stuff. Look,
it's your
the
goal.
whole point is there was a keynote done by all the PC guys, Intel, AMD, blah blah blah.
Right.
Dr. Lisa Su, I keep saying this, has been doing wizardry since she stepped in as the leadership of AMD. She has one thing that no one can say. This is why I'm trying to say, forget whatever Brad's saying. He don't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't.
No one, nothing about that.
No one in the tech industry will tell
y'all disrespectful.
Will tell you that AMD's keynote was trash or misleading. One thing they will say, there's some skeptics, sure. Misleading, not. All right? They had some. This ain't even the most impressive thing we're talking about here.
It's really not.
I'm just going to talk about this one thing, but this is not the most impressive thing. The point I'm making is, before you even get to the tech, the fact that her presentation is killing everything else that came out this week is ridiculous. The fact that you ain't even got a no tech and she brought you in to be like, I need to know what the hell this is. That speaks volumes. First of all, this is the kind of power moves the AMD doing. I feel like they taking moves out of Xbox book. Is this what they did? I don't know if you guys know.
Coinciding with them. That's why.
I don't know if you guys know this, but DirectX Ultimate, Microsoft made open source.
Right. No, I did hear about that.
They
Right.
made it open source to allow other platforms or competing platforms to use it. And a lot of people might not know when we talk about RDNA2. I know you can't see my quotes in there, but it's what it is. Two components of RDNA2 is Microsoft Direct Storage and DirectX Ultimate. Without those two pieces, you do not have full RDNA2 components.
And that's what Microsoft said.
Now, last month, I know I mentioned this. We didn't go into topic because we was probably giving Sony more air about whatever else they were doing wrong. The developers end up getting the Fidelity FX kit base. See, Fidelity FX is made up of multiple components. It's not just one thing. And since they already have the base, and remember, it only went to Xbox. It did not go to PlayStation. There's reasons why for that, and I can mention that later. And they were preparing the Xbox console for June 22nd when this technique of super resolution comes out. What was dope, this is the best power move you can ever think of on a keynote on their stage. They took a 1060 competitor's GPU and a non-RTX GPU, put it on their stage, and showed a 41% performance
Increase in
boost
power.
using their technique.
That's
You
insane.
cannot tell me that's not a power move.
Wow.
You cannot tell me that's not impressive.
That's what they did.
And you know why they did a 1060?
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Most
They did
popular
the
card on
1060
Steam.
because it's the
Let me
most
tell you
popular
why they
graphic card on
chose
Steam.
1060. It's because according to Steam, most players own a 1060 graphics card.
Facts.
I came off of that one. That
So,
was my previous card.
so this is why they made that move. It was very intentional why they chose that card, because they're trying to show other people, other players that are the majority, that hey, we still support your stuff. I know you want to get the new stuff, but we got you. You know what that means? Everybody don't understand. It's the same idea. What we have USB, we have Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is far superior to USB in every single way, but it's still proprietary and it's still expensive. So what do we use on every device now? What IO is most common? USB. You know
USB.
why? Because it's open. You know what's going to happen with this this super resolution that AMD is trying to put out? They're trying to make it open. Will it be a DLS 2.0 equivalent? May
No.
not be. We don't know.
Well, on the
We don't
Xbox,
have no real
we'll get into that in a
benchmarks.
bit.
But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter because DLSS 2.0 isn't supported by every game. It's only
It's like
supported by
30 or
some
40
games.
games.
Nope,
And what
Yeah, it's like 30 or 40 of them.
150.
Have they?
the
Yes,
biggest
they just
That
talking
difference,
about that
number,
today.
the biggest
Okay.
difference is with this being open source and backwards compatible to even
Yes.
people with RX 500s
Mhm.
and 480s and things like that and 1060s. That's huge. That
Yeah.
means, and it's free.
Mhm.
It's on their open GPU platform, which means it won't cost the devs nothing. So
Right.
what kind of adoption do you think this is? Of course, a power move is yes, we can make it work on NVIDIA. Would they take it and use? Probably not. But you know what else? Intel's like, we want to use that for our GPUs we're trying to push.
Yeah, and they're on the come up with this graphics arena too. But we'll get into that when it's my
So
turn.
what is awesome is yes, this will come to console. Like I've been saying for the longest of time.
Console or consoles?
It will come
Console.
to consoles, including maybe even the Switch.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
The point is, it's available and open source. Is it machine learning? No.
No.
It doesn't use that
Well,
same technique. What it does, though, it uses a similar algorithm to reproduce a different image, and that's why
right.
they
It was
gave
already
4
pre-done.
modes.
That's why it's pre-done.
Yeah, that's why they give you 4 modes to choose from. At least on the keynote. The point I'm making is this is a power move. Basically, they're not trying to be the best. They're trying to be the
Most
broad reach
efficient.
Yeah, the most efficient and reach the broadest audience. The fact
Facts.
that it can work on your cell phone games could probably use this tech. That's how crazy this is. You know what I mean? The cell phone games. The point is, it can be used on anything. And that is the biggest news. Yes, if you think your series consoles are powerful, your PlayStation, and it's doing wonders, wait until
Wait.
it gets this
Mhm.
technique and developers start turning this mug
Oh,
on.
okay, now
And
PK, this is where I want to jump off on,
all
if
right,
you don't mind.
yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead, sir.
So now listen. Now, first and foremost, I'm gonna say a couple of things that's gonna come out of my mouth, and so I want to say first and foremost, like I do have a preference, just like what I do with Xbox and PlayStation. I do have a preference for Nvidia over AMD. That being said, particularly in this PC arena, facts are more important than ever. Me living always or fond of saying the word facts, and we live and die by that. On
Facts.
PC, everybody's like that because that's just how it is. That's how you know which is better. We just want better at whatever price. Okay. So I'm going to say some things that may sound negative, but in the end, it's going to show why what PK is saying is 100% true. And this is AMD's vision. It's a vision. Even when this graphic subset was ATI, they tried these same tactics, and I would always speak against them, but I'll get into that. So now, what AMD has with this FSR, super resolution, may sound like I'm talking shit about it to say this is no, at base level, no better than FXAA. The dirt cheap, really crappy, just makes everything blurry, anti-aliasing solution that showed up in games towards the end of the 360 PS3 era. You may have heard of it. They still use it in games. It's the most basic crap thing you could do. This AMD thing is sort of like that. And I mean that only because it works at the end of the chain. After the full picture has been made, it's like a filter you put on top of things to kind of make things look better, but in also some ways look worse. But that's just now, right now in the 1.0. Remember when DLSS was 1.0? Okay? And we see where they are now. Now, what PK was saying about this being open source, this is the catalyst. Behind the scenes, we were talking about how OBS had a major update, and that's probably why the spinning wheel wasn't working and all these things, right? But meanwhile, it's an open source project, right? Because there's a lot of factors in how OBS works and how people use different hardware, all these things. It's a big mess, right? And the motivation and there's few people who's motivated to work on a program like that for the love, right? For free, to give away that code that they work on, spend months on it, right? But when it comes to this video game and graphic stuff, there's a legion more of people who want to be a part of this situation. And that's what's going to make this evolve fast to be a competitor to DLSS, right? At a software level, right? Now then. So suffice to say, this system isn't comparable to DLSS. It doesn't even work the same way. DLSS, deep learning, that's AI, okay? Mm-hmm. Now then, AMD really does have some of this in the works, but no PC RDNA 2 card, not even your 6900 XT, will be able to do this because it's only in the Xbox Series platform. That machine learning, that direct ML hardware that's in there. They're not even RDNA.
Hold on.
It's also in Windows.
That's incorrect. You're incorrect.
Yeah.
You're incorrect.
Tell me.
It's in everything back to the Vega cards.
Yeah.
Not the ML. That's
listen to me. Did you watch the press conference?
I bet.
Yes, I did.
Okay. The cards covered. It's in the 6900.
Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is something.
Don't listen to me. Listen to PK.
Let him. Okay, whoa. Let him finish, Lemon, and then
I was trying to let him finish.
Let him finish, and then afterwards, then
something slightly more.
Let him finish first, and then
it's a small piece that's not on the PC cards. That's going to be slightly different. This is the custom thing that they did for the Xbox. That'll be slightly different. I'm trying to make this very clear. Okay, what was on the presentation yesterday is it's basically the same thing. It's AI that's processing, not at the end of the chain when it's all and the graphics are there, and then you put this filter on it. This is upscaling from when you're rendering. And the Xbox has a little bit more of a custom thing that Microsoft and AMD worked on for the Xbox. There'll be a little, it's not more, but different than what's also on the PC or RDNA 2 hardware. That's slightly different. It's just a little custom thing they did for the Xbox for what they need for that application. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain. I knew you were going to cut me off at that exact moment.
But you're wrong.
Whatever.
Yo, bro,
Well, I
listen.
mean,
Don't
you
make
gotta
me
let him-
pull up the video and put it online, son. I'll do
Let
it.
PK speak.
No,
Well, then
no,
let
PK, am I right or wrong? Is he wrong?
I disagree with Sick, but I think he should get his point across.
Yeah, that's
all.
what I'm
I know
saying,
he's
right?
No doubt. Get your point across, but I don't want my
Well,
boy not saying the wrong information.
But you would choking.
Well, I mean, this is the
Again,
information he
right.
got from what he knows. I mean,
Right.
we can always go
Like,
back.
we can
and go
always
over it. It's
disagree,
not-
but the
forth.
point of
Facts
it,
are the
yeah.
facts.
Okay,
But
so
you can't
PK.
just say that he's wrong.
Okay,
I
then
mean,
PK,
and
if
then
I'm
just
wrong,
have a
okay,
discussion
then
about
he
it.
is.
Okay, but have a
Lemon,
discussion about it, but
then
don't interrupt him.
enough. Yeah, you
No,
keep
no,
interrupting. You
no,
keep
no.
saying
I
the same
want
thing.
you
Now
to
then,
finish,
PK.
buddy.
No, I'm done. Okay, now PK. Would you explain to me, well, how what I'm saying is wrong? Because everybody's like, oh, he's wrong. Okay, well then explain to me.
Everybody, let me said it.
You just
Well,
chill.
I understand
Now,
what you're saying, but everything that the Series X has in it is definitely in, and quite more in the hardware that AMD put out. Actually,
Facts.
the 6000 series, actually, especially 6900, is more powerful than the Series
now I'm
X.
talking about performance. Just it's that
Not just performance. I'm talking about it has every single
Every single thing.
right.
um hardware. Every AMD and Microsoft partnered to create these technologies, and you know this. And so
Mhm.
everything that's in the Series X is in the 6000 series
Yes, sir.
and in their Ryzen Zen 3, but of course Zen 3 is on another level. But the point is, the same techniques are there, the same technology is there. That's why it's easy to. This is why it was easy for them to deliver the same packages to the Series X, because they're both compatible with 100%. I'm not saying I disagree with your perception, but
No, but they
the facts
specifically
is
named it.
they do have hardware accelerated. So this technique is not just a sharpener like they have right now. This is more than that.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
This
saying.
is
okay.
this is
Let me ask this question. So, in other words, you're saying that this is really good for the Xbox Series X.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
100%.
Because I don't know what the hell's going on.
Series.
These two
all right.
brothers here, I love them, but I
Yeah.
always tell
Series
them they got to
S.
speak English when they talk to the public.
No,
When
I got a concept. I got a concept of what they both were saying.
So like,
but,
check this out.
You know,
So the point is, I'm gonna give it to you high level. The point is,
right.
your Series S.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically a 1440p machine. And it can do some 4K here and there, but it has some drops here and there. Once games or publishers, devs, or whatever start applying these techniques and be able to apply these things. I mean, again, we don't know what it's like in real life until we get it in our hands. But just looking at Godfall on a 6800 XT 4K with ray tracing was running at 47 frames per second, and then they put it to performance mode, and it went to 150.
Facts.
I mean, think about your Series S. I mean, I'm just saying, it will, at the very minimum, they'll be able to increase the resolution and performance by at least 50%, according to what they're saying. Of course,
I gotta get my hands
June
on one of them little
22nd.
bastards,
Correct
man.
ML. That's what I was talking about. God,
June
Okay.
22nd,
But
we don't
hold on.
know. I mean, this is just what they're saying and just what they show. We obviously, I can't validate. I can only speculate.
You only can go from what they showed you. But I'm
Right,
going to say
so-
this for the record. Let me say this
Go
in
ahead.
simpler terms. It can take your current hardware, still display a 4K image, and be less taxing with ray tracing enabled to give you at least 48% increased performance. frame rates higher.
So it's
better
a
it's a
super version
what
of upscaling.
DLSS It's right. It's like
Okay.
DLSS, right?
Mhm.
But it takes the image and giving you what you see on screen.
Mhm.
It reconstructs it for
And
you.
it doesn't pay attention to what's behind you, what's on the side. It's basically working on what you can see.
So think
In
about
the
it. If you're
distance,
playing on 1080p,
right in front of you,
like
like DLSS, right?
Yeah.
But what's sick is wrong is they specifically said what cards are supported.
Yes.
They specifically said the series that will support this. Anything with RDNA 2.0 is supported. Anything.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No,
I'm
but
talking about
listen,
the
you
ML
said
that's in the Xbox.
listen. I
You
told you to go
come
rewatch.
Okay, but
conference,
one
right?
at a time, gentlemen. One at a time.
I'm gonna
Okay.
finish. You told me let him talk.
Right.
So I'm
okay.
gonna finish.
All right. So
I want you to
talk.
go rewatch the video.
All right.
You said something that was absolutely incorrect. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not the facts. I'm telling you what
and you cut me off in the middle, and I didn't finish.
you said. The 6800 XT is not supported, and that's wrong.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
I
okay,
said
all right.
Something that's in the Xbox that's not in the PC card.
That's wrong too.
For the X, it's the
But
direct
that's wrong
ML.
also.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
But they mentioned. Listen to me, Sick. This is not. You got to learn how to eat something when you're not right. I'm telling you.
Whoa, gentlemen. Well, no. You guys hold on. Well, hold on. Wait. Okay, I got you.
I know what I'm talking about.
Hold on. I'm gonna hit the mute button. Listen, guys. All right, we get it. Y'all are. That's why I said I wasn't gonna say it. But listen. Let everybody have their chance to talk.
He had his point. Now it's my turn.
Right. And so Slayer, just wait until he's done. And then
so what I'm saying is, if I'm
cool
correcting you, you can't take it personal like I'm saying it. I'm telling you what they said.
I agree.
I'm telling you what they said. I didn't say you don't know what you're talking about. I said you're just wrong. You need to go rewatch the video. And PK is agreeing with me. So there's two people. It's not Lemon saying it. Don't kill the messenger. What I said was we got to give out the right information. And I'm telling you, you're incorrect. I've been wrong about stuff. I've been wrong on here. It's okay. It's not personal.
And I let him
so what I'm saying is those graphic cards back to the Vega series are supported. They specifically mention the series. Maybe you missed that point. PK said Lemon is right. It has nothing to do with you being wrong, I'm right. No, I'm telling you what the video said. We haven't seen no performance. We just going by what they stated. Has nothing to do with nobody on this panel. Now, I'm just telling you what it is.
Now let me ask this question, because I've heard the same thing from all different types of people regarding NVIDIA and AMD. When they said something and it hasn't been shown, and then when they eventually shown it, it did live up to the billing for the most part.
They showed Godfall.
Okay, so they showed Godfall with
they
this.
Showed the four. They showed the four options.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah,
they showed you the four. You'll see what I'm. Listen, I watched. You know what I do, KMEGA. You know
I got you. No, I know all three. I know all four of you guys, because I include Rain into it as well. You guys know what y'all talking about.
Four settings for the situation, and I was stunned to see the performance. But you know, it is a keynote, and they're gonna show the best performance possible.
And that's why they made that.
That's why PK is saying what he's saying, and I'm not knocking it. I'm telling you, but the Xbox is supported, and so is the PlayStation. It's not just Xbox. PlayStation 5 is supported too.
That was already stated. Like PK,
right.
PK
but what I'm saying is, once they said, "Oh, you could do this," and we're doing it on consoles, and then right after he said that, is we could do it on our competitive graphic cards, and we took the 1060, which is the most supported on Steam, and look what we did with Godfall with that. Okay. He specifically, so if you watch that part of the video, you're going to get exactly what I said.
Okay, so
it's not going to be no maybes.
But the main difference between both consoles, even though they're going to get these,
Xbox has more features.
Well, they'll have more features, but ML is going to be the main feature, one of the main features, right?
What you mean?
Oh,
it's on the X.
No, the FX is the feature. That's the feature.
Well, no, I'm talking about Microsoft. Yeah, the ML. I'm talking about machine learning. Yeah, that's what
it's about. They left it up to the developer. You know, some people use Unreal
that's
Engine.
what
Some people use Unity.
I know, but
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, so that's what Slayer was talking about, because
That's what I was talking about.
That is one of those things that's basically, it's an open source now, but
You talking about DirectX Ultimate?
yes, I'm talking about direct. No.
ML.
Yeah, ML machine
learning.
learning. Right.
It's up to the developer.
It's up to the developer.
Now,
that's what I was asking. But
that.
they mentioned it. But Microsoft was talking about machine learning when before they
because
announced
they invested in that.
Right,
Facts.
they invested
Facts.
and that was supposed to be something that was implemented within the Series X going forward.
That's what I was talking about.
All right,
That's what I was trying to say.
No, you said the 6800 XT doesn't do it.
We're all on the same team. We're all on the same team, gentlemen. I gotta say what Don is saying. We're all on the same team. Listen, stop. Both of y'all.
Just let me.
Yeah,
it's not, but KMEGA, he said the 6800 XT is not supported.
Okay,
and I said no, that's wrong.
But people don't want to. But people don't want to hear. But people don't want to hear y'all bicker. That sounds ridiculous.
Bickering is just the facts.
It sounds like bickering in other words.
It is bickering. It is bickering.
It is bickering. Okay. All right. Well, we're almost. We're y'all are bickering. Stop it. What y'all?
Anybody in the chat, go watch the video, and next week I will ask this question live.
It's very
and I guarantee you, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Nobody said that. None of you guys knew what y'all were talking about, because that I just wanted to listen to it and hear and absorb it so I could throw my little pieces in. I got a better understanding from all three of you guys of what y'all was talking about.
All I know is it's easier on the hardware we got, and we're gonna get better graphics and frame rate.
And that's why I was asking.
Terms.
That's why I was asking. Like it seems like it is a super
excellent.
Up-res
DLSS.
All right,
machine learning.
That's something.
Fidelity FX. Long as these developers, I don't care what they use, long as it's giving us better graphics with performance with ray tracing. Well, it don't matter.
It just shows these consoles are on the next level. Right.
Long as they take advantage of it, at the end of the day, I don't care who's right or who's wrong. We're gonna get the bells and whistles because this is a new way to program. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how they do it. I don't make games. I really don't care. I want it to look great on my TV. And that's what they're talking about.
So, okay.
And performance.
My last question before we get out of here. All right. So my last question to you guys on this one is that, do you think that Xbox will potentially use this technology on backwards compatible on all their games, going forward? Like if this is something,
I don't think it's good for back compat. I think it's good
for just the newer games.
For current gen, yes.
Okay, so
because
that's one of the
current
reasons.
gen are going to demand a lot. Ray tracing, when they put it on, these systems take a hit. Remember I told you that. That's why it's good that they got dedicated chips for ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you could use more horsepower, still get the graphic fidelity, and use horsepower in other things like particle fest, better shadows, better draw distances, and stuff like that, which make the game run better, higher frame rates. That's what matters. Because, ray tracing is a word now. You know what I'm saying? So people will, I want ray trace shadows and reflections. I'd be like, wow, I don't even really care. But but if it can take less off the hardware, it's good.
Yeah, it does all the heavy lifting.
Yes.
And that way you could take a 1080p image and reconstruct it upwards without using that much resources on the hardware. That's how they squeeze
and they can do it with
Eternal.
Yeah, they can do it with ease, right?
Interior, right, with ease.
Okay.
That's what they're showing.
Instead of it being a 1080p image, it'll be like a 4K image, and it's rebuilt. And
that's crazy. That's nuts.
And it's not taxing the hardware, so you don't know what type. We might get, instead of 200 zombies on the screen, you might get 4,000.
Oh my goodness!
That type of increase is crazy. That's with nuts. A high frame rate.
And that's what and so okay, we're about to get out of here, guys. But this is the one thing that I think a lot of people. Rain, when you was on the podcast with Pong Soul on Live It Split Screen, I remember you making this point saying, back on the 360, PlayStation 3, Wii U, there were. There were these enhancements where people could get their arms cut off and each limb and all these other things, right? So I think now this is where we're going, because there's a ceiling when it comes to games graphically. Like people can only look so real. You see what I'm saying? Until they are real. So, you look and see rock designs and just in the world themselves and how realistic they're becoming, that they're going. We're just about there. I think probably by the end of this generation, everything will be looking, all the bigger titles will look lifelike. So you can't just keep living on that. So what you get is what you was asking for, is those extra things, like what Lemon was saying, like you get more NPCs out there. Like if you plan more detail within each physics, all these physics, all these different things. This is what this generation is going to be about, is redefining what gaming is to the next level. And graphically, we'll still see games that will probably look just as good as games that we've seen last gen that were the best looking games. But I think the level of detail within those games of what they're doing, like if you just walk by and knock a cup over or something like that, like I think that's where we're going with this. But anyway, do anybody else got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, just before we cut out, go ahead. Just to kind of touch on, add on to what you're basically saying. Yeah. Essentially what I was saying last week with that is, we need to get away from, I'm not going to say we need to, we're going to get away from y'all noticing whether something is 4K or not. They're going to take that 10, like Sick, PK, and Lemon was all saying, they're going to take that 1080p, 1440p image, upscale it, and add so much more detail, physics, and overall open the game up more to the little things that you'll notice to make the world feel alive, because that's what's more important. Not you just wanting the top of the line visual co-op. You want 4K, but you're not understanding. You have your game in 4K, but you're playing with low settings, low to medium settings, and y'all are thinking that this is acceptable just because you have 4K, when that does not matter.
It's not dependent.
Why does Forza Horizon 4 look damn near as good as my 1440p or 4K image on medium to low settings on my 2070 Super when I'm playing it on 1080p max ultra settings with all the bells and whistles at 120 frames? It's because the overall being able to upscale, and this is what the overall thing, especially with what they were saying with the whole conference and whatnot, with the whole super resolution thing, is that the ability to upscale is going to allow game devs to add what you guys have been asking for, and that is detail in games. When you cut off arms, when you cut off limbs, when you push a cup over, when you're moving through grass, it actually looks realistic. Not like, for example, in like the with the Horizon Forbidden West trailer, where she was moving through the grass and half the grass wasn't moving, or most of the grass wasn't moving. Stuff like that will become irrelevant. It'll actually feel more realistic. It'll look more realistic, and the overall, you won't be able to tell in the end. That's what matters, not that AK they put on the box.
A lot of stuff that AMD was talking about don't got shit to do with the gamers. It was all developer stuff.
It's just going to help, and honestly, it's like I think we'll see the benefit from it. It'll be a lot quicker than the end of the generation, and that's the other difference. It's not going to take that long. We'll see it within the next. Within Microsoft's upcoming first-party titles that are specifically going to come out for next gen. You'll see it.
Already cut on.
That's going to be the start of it. The next 2 years.
Zen Studios has it in their hands now.
Yeah,
the Fidelity FX is already working with Xbox Series X.
Well, yeah, the super resolution is going to get turned on once the devs hit the Switch.
Right.
In the 22nd.
And I'll say there'll probably be games that's coming towards the end of next year, and definitely by 2023. That's when all that good stuff will really start pouring in.
I argue that we're going to start seeing it this year.
Oh, then that would be amazing.
They're starting this month on PC.
Yes. Well, no, I got that, but I'm saying, like, I mean,
because the way it's implemented, it doesn't require the devs to do much heavy lifting.
Oh, does okay?
Right.
Well,
right.
Well, damn.
So
here we go.
So because because of how easy they're making it and how because it's open source, they're trying to attract more people to adopt their version and their technique. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm not even going to go out there and say will it be just as good or better as Nvidia's current offering.
DLSS,
'Cause,
right?
I have no way of validating that, but at the very least, it will be good enough to give not only our current hardware but also some older hardware chances to see better performance and breathe new life into what they have.
Wow.
And that right there gives developers to say, hey, this ain't really costing me anything. All I got to do is come in and implement this or turn it on, and it there it is.
Let me ask you a question, K.
No. We gotta get out. We gotta get out of here.
What graphic card you got?
I got a 2070.
Okay, imagine that getting a 50% increase. Right.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Like that's good. That's crazy.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's nuts. No, like like when he said he had a 2070 Super, that's the same type of one that I upgraded to when I first got to 2060. So yeah, no, it was crazy. And then I'm looking at what Don is saying here in the chat, and he's saying he says no, like he was just confirming what you guys were saying, like that could be, you could do it this year. And so then I'm looking at what Blue Moon FC is saying, like, oh my God, this Halo could have this implemented
easily,
and that would be
already activated in the Xbox Series X.
So that's nuts. But anyway, I said I promise.
Only one company wasn't on that list to be using it, and it was the Sony PlayStation 5. They didn't implement it yet, so they put out a whole list
and
of
that's
who's
probably
doing it
while they doing all types of other stuff to.
They had a whole list, and
do we see Sony even implementing it because they have checkerboard rendering?
It's not going to be
no. Checkerboard rendering is not a PlayStation thing.
It's probably going to
That's a developer thing, because Resident Evil 5 is checkerboarded also, and people shouldn't care about a game being checkerboarded because that's something the developer chooses to use.
All right,
that's not a PlayStation thing.
We got to get out of here. I promised D that we wasn't going to do an extra long podcast. We already over 3 hours.
You be lying, just like
man.
Sony.
I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. So anyway, fantastic.
Put a time limit on the Sony airtime.
No, we had to talk about it. We had to get to it. We had five or six topics, and then they only went down to 3. Well, we went one over than what we did last week. That was crazy. That was a record. 2 topics, 4 hours. That was a monster show last week. But it got a lot of attention. So I really do appreciate all the support that's been coming here lately.
You're a time-consuming beast.
I am.
Dragon's Den longest episode featured your ass.
Listen, people like to talk around me. That's the problem. Anyway, so let's get the hell out of here. Thank you, Kev. I hope this won't run you away for the next time you want to come back on the podcast. Where can they find you? Where can because you was about to keep it going, because you got us all interested and enthralled into it. You was like, hold on, I need some more information on this, and I'm like, no.
I'm interested because
it was fantastic information.
I have a very wait and see attitude about all this. Like, I watched AMD's presentation. What I got from it is cool. On PC, we might get a competitor to DLSS. Let's see how it is. And that's my approach to everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, youtube.com/gloriouskev. I'm there. I talk games. I'm live streaming. Kind of doing a little bit of everything. Only thing I don't run my own podcast. I'm not. That's just not something I'm interested in doing right now. So yeah, check me out. For the most part, streaming Mass Effect. I'm gonna do Spider-Man Miles Morales pretty soon on my PS4. And we'll probably, at some point, I want to jump into Bravely Default 2. And I'll probably run that on there too.
Nice. Excellent. All right, man. Thank you, Kev. I really do appreciate it, man. All right. D, I know, you know what I'm saying? I made the promise. I did all I could, but these animals here, they just can't help themselves. They just want to be the beacon of information, and they don't shut up. See, that's the thing. I'm always quiet. Anyway, D, where can they find? I know I'm a liar. Where can they find you at, D?
You can find me on Twitter at Gingy's Mom, Xbox and PlayStation 4, Kirby Titan, and every once in a while I'm on Twitch, D Marie B. Yeah, that's where I be.
Excellent. All right. And then and man, you know what? And I'm posting what you said earlier tonight. That was absolutely fire. Everybody made fantastic points. Let's not sleep on what everybody else was saying. But hearing a woman's perspective on the situation with the toxicity was just that was you and Rain and everybody made a fantastic point. But yeah, yours is going out there. I'm gonna have to let people
Rain
listen
was
to that.
preaching this week though.
Yeah, no. PK started it off with the preaching. So so Slayer, everybody was talking some real good shit about it. So it was fantastic, Kev, everybody. So but all right. So still Rain. We know that you got a podcast tomorrow morning. Or hold on, let's see what time it is. Oh yeah. We ain't there yet.
We still have plenty of time.
Yeah, you still got plenty of time. Man, so talk about us about living single.
Actually, stop that, KMEGA.
Hey man, look, man. Again, another great night. We on these marathons, man. It seems like on a consistent basis, we just on these marathons, man. If you're not ready to run a 100K, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hang in for too long. With that to the side, man. Everybody was spitting bars tonight. That's what it's about. Getting into the conversation, learning from each other, and just overall that passionate gamer talk, man. That's what it's about. So you can find me, I Still Rain. The T is a 7 everywhere. It doesn't matter what you type it in, YouTube, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, wherever. Type it in, you'll more than likely find me. If not, hit me in the DMs. We can always chop it up in there. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central, right here in the GRG Kingdom, as always, with my fellow gamers in here, as also known as the family. And then Saturday mornings, I like to kick y'all weekend, give y'all that energy boost with some authenticity, some energy, and there's overall a vibe that I feel like is a lot different from some other things that might be going on within the communities overall, especially in the gaming space, with a personal touch on it on the living screen. He fucked me up. On the living split screen morning show, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time. Come check it out. Me and my brother Pawn Soul, we get it in. We go almost 3 hours most of the time, just me and him, just chopping it up. But it's always that passionate gamer talk and just trying to give y'all that energy boost y'all need to get into the weekend. Other than that, man, that's it. Y'all have a wonderful night, man.
Yeah, man. And shout out to y'all's podcast, man. Y'all do a fantastic job. Like I said, man, y'all are the new version of the dev and the gamer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all's thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool.
I appreciate that.
Suave. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Don. You know what I'm saying? We'll be getting back to do the dev and the gamer here. Hopefully, maybe next week. You know what I'm saying? When things is tidy. So we'll go ahead and do that. But let's keep going. All right, Six Slayer. What's going on with you, brother? Where can they find you at, fam?
Yo, before all that, I got a question to ask you. You know when you make that sound when you go, ah! I swear to God, no, it's not a question, but actually, more of a statement. Every time you make that sound, I imagine you slipping on a banana peel like you're about to straight bust your ass. I don't know why, but I don't know why I felt I need to say that then.
When I do that? When I do that right there?
Yeah, that. But when you just say something weird and you try to switch and you can say that real loud, it always pops in my brain. I don't know what the hell. Bro,
it's supposed to get your attention because it's me being me being slanderous, and so like when I say something and I do that, that's me being
I know what you do with that. That's a nice little tool you got there.
But I'm slipping off a banana peel. So when anybody hear that's exactly what's happening.
But yeah. Oh God, I don't know. I would picture that. I don't know. I had some kind of inherent malice towards you or something. I don't know. Wow. But yeah, man. Well. What a interesting night it's been, man. Jeez, man. Like to apologize if there's like kind of
no, y'all
people
fine.
Consider bickering. It's just I don't like it when people are speaking over. I can't, and then afterwards for someone to just jump right back on. Yeah, I mean you, Lemon, but you're not the only who's ever done.
You don't give a shit.
Take so well. I just don't take. You
just don't like being wrong, and you want to make up an excuse why you wrong.
No, can we talk about it after? Can we talk it afterwards? Yeah, like let's keep it moving.
Sorry and stuff.
Yeah, let's just what I'm saying. Y'all are besties. What's going on here?
That's weird. We're not
I
besties.
just
All right.
Don't ever say that.
Y'all
You
both
have a
wear.
bestie.
I'm gonna agree with him on that one.
Y'all
That's my homie, though,
y'all
for a long
both
time,
have Garanimal shirts. That y'all,
He
you know what
said
I'm saying?
Garanimal
Yeah. You have Garanimal shirts, man. That's how far y'all go back.
You cut
Anyway.
off
Oh,
whatever.
All right, let's
Anyway,
go.
I was just trying to whatever, but kids,
Yeah.
it's been ruined. Thanks a lot. But anyway, so you can find me on Twitter, every other platform on the planet there, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Oculus, you name it, I'm there. Six Layer, come check me out. We'll be on Dragon's Den tomorrow. We have a guest, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays, always here on Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern for the GRG. I almost the Dragon's Den again, GRG.
Nice. Well, hopefully y'all's guess is a referee the way y'all acting. PK! Where can they find you at, man? Glad to have you back, man. I'm glad that everything went down. Like I said, congratulations at the beginning of the show, and congratulations again, man. You know what I'm saying, on your success or your failure. Either way, we still welcome you here.
We don't take no L's over here. Okay,
Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know what your results are. I'm just saying. Either way, it's important.
Yeah, that's not what we do over here. But hey, look, check it out. I want everybody to I highly expect my family, especially here on GRG and Dragon's Den, to definitely look at me. I am definitely back dropping new content. I just need my feedback. I need my people to shine with me and see what I'm trying to push down. Definitely, guys, catch me here, GRG, kicking in with my family here. Definitely, I'm sorry I'm not gonna make it to Dragon's Den tomorrow. Got a pre-engagement, but I definitely be back the following week.
You lost Levert. We know.
Facts. So what I'm getting at is for sure. I definitely come catch me on 4GQ TV. We be getting some really good interviews. We just did one with the co-creator of The Boys. I'm going to be personally doing one with Spartan Locke here shortly, and I think I just got my EA access, so I might be able to do some Sega interviews for E3. I'm sorry, E3 access.
I'm gonna fanboy out on my boy, on Mr. Locke. Anyway,
tag Locke dead.
So I'm doing that specifically for KMEGA, FYI. Yeah, he's trying to come on right now, so I'm trying to lock it down and see if anybody interested. So I'm definitely gonna lock it down. People want to see that.
Is that the same dude from Prison Break?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's from The Walking Dead. He was old dude's best friend.
Walking Dead, yeah.
Walking Dead, yeah.
He was Shane in Walking Dead.
Shane
in Walking Dead, yeah.
And he did that damn. Wasn't he Judge Dredd?
Fire.
Was it?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Let's not trip out.
But yeah. So definitely come check us out. We'll have some good stuff coming down the line.
I will definitely watch that shit with Locke.
Definitely gonna be putting out some more content. Look, I'm excited. And you guys go listen to my video. Like I said before, it feels like June is more like Christmas than December, because not just games, but we getting all kinds of stuff dropping this month.
See, this the problem with
nothing but fire.
This the problem with black folk. When you say outro, they mean intro. And
right. I just want to remind her. I wasn't here. I was late, so I had to make sure I get it.
You were, but it's all good, man. No, I'm just happy to have you back, man. It's great.
Thanks. Yo, thank you.
No doubt. All right, so who else is left?
Bloody, don't forget.
Bloody left.
Bloody left.
Bloody got out.
Oh wow.
Bloody got out.
Wow.
Bloody streams on a time. He got a time limit, so Bloody be getting out and then when he sees Lemon, then he knows he ain't going to get no more talking time, so he's out. So what are 8 Dragons TV?
I'm gonna take this slander all you want. Six slander is still wrong.
Oh my God!
I'm
so out. Come on, man.
Let me be petty. Let me get my 50 cent on.
You are a disgusting individual. Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Where can he find you at, man?
You can find me on 108 Dragons TV or every Friday on GRG Podcast, whether I'm early or late. We in the building. And the Dragon's Den Podcast, which pops off 7 p.m.
I'm penalizing your ass for being late.
We got my man, yo. speed coming through the mall.
Yo, be Dream! That's my brother. That's my family.
This is gonna be an official crazy episode tomorrow, and hopefully Sick bring his notepad and he'll be right tomorrow because he was so wrong tonight.
Hey, yo, but I'm so done. I'm so done. The mess,
and then I'm throwing salt into
the mess is scandalous. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by and seeing and checking out the GRG podcast. And for everybody who's been checking out, listen, I'm going to say this. I want to give and I don't like to do that because when I see people say, oh, we had this many people watching and doing that. But sometimes you just got to give people the respect due. I thank you guys so much. It's humbling. It's wonderful. We're on our way. We're getting up there. Hopefully I can get to 4,000 subs before the end of the year. But we are well on our way. Thank you guys for all the support here lately, man. It's been fantastic. And for Fight Night, it was our biggest night ever. And big shout out to my boy Buddha for that. There was a big streamer that came on and hosted. I apologize because I was in the middle of fighting. We was getting down, but we had over 200 some people watch live. Nice. That was amazing. That was crazy. I'm still in awe about that. So Fight Night, man, it's just, people love fighters and I love doing fighters and it's going to be amazing. And thank you guys so much for that, man. It was a blessing. Thank you. I will definitely get back to doing my videos and everything. And after E3, we have a fantastic guest, a first timer, but it is a big one, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready for after E3. We'll definitely have a well-known guy that's been out here, and he is a developer. Let's put it like that. And so, or was, but let that be a rumor. But it will definitely. It was great for him to sit here and reach out and say, hey, man, I want to be a part of GRG as a guest. So after that E3 week, he'll be on. So it will be great. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate the support, man. And listen, we're almost there. Pants Off, Dance Off is almost back. But just go ahead and get that shot, man, and go and do that. And then one last point before I get out of here.
I gotta thank you too, bro.
What'd you say?
I gotta thank you too. I hit 1,300 today.
Oh man, amazing. I love it. I love when y'all guys reach out because it's all about all of us, man. It's not just about me. GRG is the people who listen and for the people who's a part of it, man. You guys, this shit wouldn't be nothing without it.
Support, man.
Yeah. Much love. And
let's get it.
And Hanosa said this also, and I forgot to bring that up, is that Tell Me Why is free on Xbox because of Pride Month. So therefore, go get that. I downloaded it. It's already ready to go. I was going to buy the game because it was intriguing. It looked something that was very interesting. So for people that didn't know, it is free.
What game is this?
Tell Me Why.
I thought you were going to get your bestie to give it to you.
Oh, wow. Anyway, no, your bestie. Anyway, we are out of here on that one. Good night. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.